A world record holder in Paralympics, an icon and a mentor.
I'm happy to, I struggled so that many other people people with disability can be able to benefit. We are not yet there, lakini what I can say, we are somewhere. Things are changing. They cannot happen overnight, but I thank God things are happening. We are on the right direction.
Sylvia's world changed in a single moment when she finally came to know the diagnosis.
Embrace disability, mtupende, penda watoto wetu, juu cerebral palsy si contagious, haikushiki, haishikanishani.
A unique country, we have various tribes, different traditions and customs, but at the end of the day, Kenya is our home, Kenya is our motherland. As such, our diversity should not be used to divide us, but bring us close together, because, I mean, at the end of the day, this is our motherland. Good morning. This is Good Morning Kenya, and this Thursday, as we say, it's Entertainment Matters. And we started that song from Ringtone, and takes me down memory lane when I had to use it. Then I was a producer. It was during the contested elections in 2017. There was tension in the country. The matter was in court. We had military artillery available and stationed across the Central Business District. And having witnessed the 2007 post-election violence and grown up, you know, hearing about the Molo clashes of 1992, I was quite worried that we would descend to the same state. And I played this song on a loop. And this morning, my clarion call is, I may be coming from the mountain, but that does not matter. Let individuals carry their crosses. Or basically, let's focus on individual responsibility. If Regina errs, call out Regina. If Mike, Vivian do so, call them out on what they have done. But assuming, simply because I come from a certain region, that this is how everybody else in that region actually behaves, I think is just utterly wrong and despicable. Especially utterances being made by a person who's supposed to be walking the path of, you know, governance and leadership. You know, it is very disappointing. I know there's a lot of animosity on social media, and we're saying this morning collectively, and I'm sure my team is also going to be saying the same. You and I being different should not be a problem. Actually, it makes us unique because we are interacting and we are bound by one thing. We're all Kenyans, we're all humans. So kindly, when you feel that you need to write that nasty post, especially on social media, kindly remember that the person next to you is likely the person who's going to come to your aid when you need it most. I want to introduce the rest of the team. Now over to you, Mike. Good morning.
Good morning, Regina. And you have raised a very important perspective, because at the end of the day, regardless of where you were born, as long as you are in Kenya, you are a Kenyan. We do not need this thing that towards a certain period within Kenya, our diversity becomes a problem between us. But who do you think it serves at the end of the day? If we are divided as Kenyans, as a country, who do you think that serves? That is a question or something I need you to ponder to, because each and every person must take responsibility personally for what they do and for what they say. it's very important as Kenyans we think about the future of our country. We have come a long way, and this is not the time that we have to drive division amongst ourselves. It's the high time we embraced ourselves as Kenyans and realize that whatever we say, whatever you do, anything, take personal responsibility. Do not apportion blame or a blanket condemnation to a people just because of one individual. It's not something you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, sisi wote ni wa Kenya. We bleed Kenya. We love Kenya. And the future for the country depends on what we do today. What we say should not be the driving force that drives us apart. Anyone, whether you are a Kenyan, mwananchi wa kawaida, as a leader, you need to guard your tongue. That is something I said yesterday, actually. 3 words. You need to guard your tongue. Vivian?
I love that this is where this show is beginning today, even from the music that our DJ has gotten to play us today. You know that song by Rafton? I take it as more of a prayer than a song. It's a prayer for the land that is Kenya. And that is exactly, you know, every single lyric in that song is what should be driving us as well. And as said by, you know, my colleagues Regina and Mike, our diversity is exactly what makes us who we are. It is the beauty of us as a people in Kenya, and we should not allow that to come between us at all, because just as they've mentioned, it serves very few people, and this is not the time. We are past that time of tribal politics. Yeah. We are definitely past that. We are way past that, and there's no way we are going back there. So I've been seeing some comments on social media that are not really pleasing. So let's wake up and smell that coffee. This is not the time.
Yeah.
It is not the time at all. And we as a people of this nation are the people to guard this nation. And the best way to go about it is ensuring that we are not being divided in any kind of way. We are one people, and that is the people of the Republic of Kenya. My name is Vivian Dagwa. This is Entertainment Thursday, and we get to start off this show. My DJ is right next to me, and I want to hear from him. Leo ametupangia nini pale kwenye set? What's up, Unique?
Set ni moto kama kawaida. Siwaangushangi. Ndio kama ningekuwa nawaangusha mngekuwa mnaniambia, lakini sipatangi. Napatanga tu like very positive comments. And according to the what we are talking about today, what tujue sisi wote ni damu moja. Let us just know venye tunaishingi pale hiyo mta unaishi. We are different tribes. Unaona, venye tunaishi, nikikuja kwako ndakuomba chumvi, wewe ukuje kwangu. So hiyo ndio kitu inafaa tuishi like one people, unaona. So wacha tukue tu damu moja. Tusikuwe divided na wherever people are saying any agenda yenye msana pass, tusichukulie na tuweke kwa roho, tuanze kupigana kama familia. Then even if you use social media, wacha to regulate the way we use social media. Let us use it in a positive way yenye itatugrowisha sisi wote. Ama vipi?
Very important.
So musically, lazima niwaambie what I've prepared for you. New music last week, this week, have a lot of collection of new music that have already been released. Starting with the Toxic Lyrically, he has a new song inaitwa Euphoria. Na nashuku hiyo song ni ya Beef, but wacha tu tuachie hapo. It's a good song. Nyashiski, he has a new song inaitwa Elegance. Nonini pia amerelease a new song. There's a song by Mad Ice. This song ilireleasiwa 2003. But now the video that imereleasiwa juzi.
Wow.
The video of this song. But I'll be sampling it. Najua ni song yenye you've heard ya millennial wanaijua vizuri sana.
So you said Mad Eyes and something.
Umekumbuka hiyo? So that's I'll be sampling it. Kodong Clan wametoa video ya disco. So it's right there on YouTube. You can just go on and support them. Hao ni our very own artists, so tusiposupport hakuna mtu mwingine atawasupport. So tuingie pale YouTube, subscribe na do whatever you have to do.
All right, there you have it. We have a great lineup when it comes to the music that we are going to be playing right here. We'll also be having amazing guests, so just keep it right here. How about right now, I hand you back to Regina Manyara for the news. Regina?
Before you hand over to Regina, let me give a quote about today. As Kenyans, we have our problems, but this is a quote. Don't worry about anything. Go out and have a good time. Do not worry about anything. Go out and have a good time. That is a quote by Jason M. Raz.
Well noted. We're going to be having a good time right here on the show today. Tupige sherehe. Hadi kesho.
Regina?
Regina.
Indeed, the rest of the team on the other side, you know, can afford to say Thursday is a new Friday, and hence they'll be starting their weekend tomorrow. But hey, we'll still be here with you. And as a millennial, I'm looking forward to that Mad Eye song. I mean, I'm maybe the only person in this particular studio at this moment, other than Mike, yes, who is anticipating that song. Well, that's how diverse we are, not only within our communities and tribes, but also our age differences. Now, we just start off with a developing story, and I know you have come across it, is that the Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga has been summoned to appear before the National Cohesion and Integration Commission over his remarks allegedly mocking the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And earlier in the day yesterday, the remarks have attracted a lot of numerous condemnations from nationwide leaders, that is, as well as members of the public. And also yesterday, Kahiga was ousted as vice chair of the Council of Governors just hours after he resigned from the very same position. So in as far as developing stories is concerned, we're keeping tabs to find out when he's going to be appearing before the National Cohesion and Integration Commission and what is the way forward in regard to that matter. Now, talking about social media use, is that the High Court has stopped the enforcement, implementation and operation of some sections of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Act of 2024 signed into law by President William Ruto on Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Justice Lawrence Mugambi, sitting in the Constitutional Division of the High Court, urged parties to serve their responses within the fortnight, with a hearing set for Wednesday, November 5th this year. In the case, the petitioners state that the laws violate fundamental rights enshrined in the Constitution, claiming it could suppress freedom of expression and privacy for its citizens.
Exactly a week after President William Ruto enacted the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Act 2024, the law is being challenged in court. Two petitions have been filed on the premise the law is vague, goes overboard, and has weakened Kenya's Data Protection Act of 2019. All filed under certificate of urgency. The petitioners, former presidential aspirant Reuben Kigame and Kenya Human Rights Commission and activist Francis Owino, want implementation of the contested provisions in the law grant law enforcement agencies, if left unchecked, powers that could be used to silence journalists and critics of government policies leading to arrest and prosecution.
We're going to use all the conventional and constitutional means possible to make sure that we fight for the justice and to make sure that the rights of Kenyans will not be sabotaged by individuals in power.
They further argue that Section 27 of the amended law gravely violates the Constitution by criminalizing online speech and granting the National Computer and Cybercrime Coordination Committee powers to block websites and social media platforms without judicial oversight.
Tukasema badala ya twende kwa barabara, acha kwanza tutumie diplomacy ndio aone sisi kama vijana tunamheshimu. Tumeamua tutumie diplomacy. Tukuje kotini na tukafile petition.
They further argue that Section 27 of the amended law gravely violates the Constitution by criminalizing online speech and granting the National Computer and Cybercrimes Coordination Committee powers to block websites and social media platforms without judicial oversight. The petitioners seek multiple declarations that the new law is unconstitutional, null and void, arguing that it infringes on the rights to privacy, freedom of expression, access to information, and fair administrative action. And in a swift move, Justice Lawrence Mugambi has suspended the implementation of some sections of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Amendment Act 2024 that was signed into law. The judge has directed parties to file their responses and rejoined us within 13 days, with further direction set for early next month.
In regard to that particular law, I'd want to highlight perhaps the most consequential addition to the new act is Section 46A, which empowers the courts to order the removal of illegal online content or even deactivate websites, systems, or devices used to promote terrorism, child exploitation, or extremist propaganda. Now, this particular section allows investigators to apply for such orders, ex parte orders that is, before conviction if there is reasonable belief that a digital platform is being misused. This and so much more. Remember, this is already in the public domain. You can get familiar with the act and what it means, especially now that we are in the digital space. We'll continue keeping tabs on that. Remember, the hearing is set for November the 5th. That is exactly after a fortnight. Now to matters health. The Social Health Authority is on the spot over the loss of public funds after it recorded a revenue shortfall of 9.2 billion shillings during the financial year 2021-2022 under the defunct National Hospital Insurance Fund. Appearing before the National Assembly Public Investment Committee, the Chief Executive Officer of SHA, that is Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, attributed the shortfall to the disruptions caused by COVID-19 pandemic. The CEO was also hard-pressed to explain an illegal overpayment of 77 million shillings on legal fees.
The loss of public resources in the 10th National Hospital Insurance Fund came to haunt its successor, the Social Health Insurance Authority. SHA Chief Executive Officer Dr. Mercy Mwangangi was at pains to explain to the National Assembly's Public Investment Committee a 9.2 billion shillings revenue shortfall in the 2021-2022 financial year.
How can you convince Kenyans that 9.2 billion revenue shortfall is attributable to COVID? This new ERPP, what is the cost? Very simple. From where you sit, you cannot say we do not know. Then why are you sitting in there in share?
During this time, the anticipated informal sector collections dropped with a retention of 14%. What we'll provide to the committee is a schedule showing what the informal sector collections look like.
Mwangangi was further tasked to explain why the fund spent over 91 million shillings to pay advocates to collect 13 million shillings, leading to an illegal overpayment of 77 million shillings.
You are paying 77 million to collect 13 million. Make a comment on that.
The information I have at the time is that this was not the case. They would contract this service out at that time.
You look at the management response and what the finance director is saying. They are contradicting themselves.
The committee also faulted the unaudited payments for surgical packages and surgeries amounting to over 27 million shillings.
A number of procedures were listed and they would fall under a group name or commonly used nomenclature.
Other issues raised by the Auditor General include payments for Linda Mama services to hospitals without contract and irregular contract awards.
The British government has expressed deep regrets over issues and challenges that have arisen, in relation to the British Army Training Unit Batuk presence in Kenya, both in the past and more recently. In a statement responding to an inquiry into Batuk made by the Kenyan Parliament, the British government committed to continue taking action to address them. This comes as a High Court on Tuesday directed that the extradition of a British soldier accused of murdering Agnes Wanjiru in 2012 be fast-tracked.
The The family of the late Agnes Wanjiru anxiously awaits for the extradition of a British soldier accused of killing Agnes Wanjiru in 2012 to face trial and for the family to eventually get justice. The soldier is expected to face trial in Kenya as the incident is alleged to have been committed while not in the course of official duties as stipulated in a Defence Cooperation Agreement, a 2015 legally binding agreement under the UK-Kenya Defence Relations.
This is the short ruling.
On Tuesday, Justice Alexander Muteti ordered the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to work closely with the United Kingdom government to ensure the suspect is extradited.
This case cannot wait until January 2026. It has been over 10 years since the incident occurred on 31st of March 2012. The victims are still anxiously waiting for justice to be done to their kin. Thus, all the state actors in Kenya, including the court, must dedicate efforts towards the expeditious disposal of this matter. It will be important, therefore, for the ODPP to to update this court regularly of the steps being taken in order to obviate delay. Accordingly, this court directs that this case shall be mentioned at least once every month to monitor progress.
In a statement responding to an inquiry into Batuk made by the Kenyan Parliament, the British government says it will continue to put in place considerable measures to prevent unacceptable behavior among its soldiers in Kenya. UK Ministry of Defence says it has adopted recommendations to implement further standalone training across the British Army, an assumption of the harshest penalties for offenders, mirror defence sexual exploitation and abuse policy in Army policy, and formalising the practice of appointing a nominated responsible individual during social events to monitor their colleagues. The body of Agnes Wanjiru was discovered in a septic tank near a hotel in Nanyuki, Laikipia County, 2 months after she went missing. The case has drawn widespread public attention and renewed calls for justice more than a decade after Wanjiru's death. The judge further cautioned all parties against discussing the matter in the media and ordered that materials shared with the victims remain confidential.
That particular case of Wanjiru there with, involving the British officer, the British Army officer, has taken a cool 13 years. And even after 13 years, the said man is yet to be extradited. All right. Now, the Communication Workers Union, COWU, has declared a nationwide strike by Postal Corporation of Kenya employees next week, citing months of unpaid salaries. According to the union, the employees will down their tools commencing Monday, the 27th of October, 2025, after going 7 months without pay.
According to the Communication Workers Union Secretary General Benson Okwaro, the last salary paid to Postal Corporation of Kenya employees was in March this year. This despite them continuing to offer essential postal and government services.
We are doing this because we are not even demanding money from the government to give us money. The position is that Postal have done services to the Kenya government, including Huduma Center, including IEBC. Postal has been going out there to take election materials to all places despite the problem that they have. Yet they are owed money which cannot be paid.
The union accuses the corporation of withholding more than 1.5 billion shillings in unremitted statutory deductions, including pension and loan repayments.
We want that money clearly stated, and they must own and tell us how soon they are going to pay that money that belongs to members. So when members retire, they are able to get their money. When members want to go to SACCOs to get their loans, they are able to get loans because they have remitted, they have paid, the money has been recovered for them, and they have not been remitted to the institution that they should go to.
The Communication Workers Union says a 30-day strike notice issued to the Ministry of Labour has expired and no concrete action has been taken to resolve the crisis. The union insists that operations will remain paralysed until all pending salaries are paid and a clear plan presented for future payments.
If that money is not paid, the strike will be on from Monday until the money is paid. I know it may take long, but we have talked to our members, and from where we are, these board members are retreating to the branches they belong.
The Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy and the National Treasury are yet to issue an official response. For Prime Edition, I'm Alvin Counder.
Solidarity forever.
7 months without pay. Can you imagine that? Would you survive 7 months without your current, income? Especially those who are already in formal employment. Get on X at KBC Channel 1. What do you think about that? Now, to matters agriculture, the private sector is asking the government to extend incentives to local investors willing to invest in public land leasing programs. Agriculture Sector Network Chair Bimal Kantaria says tax breaks will ensure local agriculture investors access adequate working capital to invest in commercialized government land and lower costs of production. Here's Benson Rioba with the details.
According to the government, a large chunk of the 1.2 million acres of state-owned land earmarked for agricultural development is said to be taken up by investors. Private players in the agriculture sector now say the low investment is due to high production cost, urging the government to introduce tax breaks to willing local investors to make the commercial land more attractive.
The real investors in this country are Kenyan-born investors. They are the ones who want to come and do the farming. There's no point giving incentives to foreigners when our own people are here wanting to do the business.
Agriculture Sector Network Chair Bimal Kantaria says the high cost of production has limited access to government land to mainly foreign investors.
Private sector is very keen to participate in that initiative. We've got several large growers in Kenya who are Kenyan citizens who want to invest in that project.
The government says it is planning for more public-private partnership reforms in the agriculture sector to increase liquidity in agriculture.
If you look at, for example, just the ADC runs, and you look at the prisons lands, even without going any further than that, the amount of land available is immense. County governments have also got huge tracts of land. I give an example of Homa Bay and Migori, who are looking for investors to grow palm oil.
The reforms are expected to increase production of key staple foods in a bid to lower Kenya's food import bill, which currently stands at 500 billion shillings annually.
Was in increasing trade within the COMESA region. And for us to be able to take our products there, then we needed to become as competitive as possible. And the only way to do that is to bring down the cost of products.
This is where we check to ensure that we don't have cartels in the sector, we don't have unfair practices, we don't have barriers to access to markets in the agricultural sector.
Now we head to sports. Just to give you a quick summary of the UEFA Championship League matches that were played yesterday. The day before yesterday, we had Arsenal there take on Atletico Madrid, scoring 4 goals against none for Atletico Madrid. But now yesterday, we had Galatasaray taking on Glimt, scoring 3 against Glimt's solitary goal there. And we had Chelsea score 5 goals against Ajax, single goal. Real Madrid was squaring it out with Juventus, where Real Madrid scored 1 goal and Juventus none. Marseille scored 1 goal against Sporting, that scored 2 goals there. Monaco versus Tottenham ended in a barren draw, while Atlanta and Slavia Prague also ended their game on a 0-0 draw. Liverpool, that was taking on Eintracht Frankfurt, scored 5 goals against Eintracht Frankfurt, 1 or rather single goal there. We'll continue keeping tabs on what is happening across the sporting arena, and not also to forget that Bayern scored 4 goals against Club Brugge. We'll keep tabs on local as well as international sporting matters, and as well as matters business going forward. Now we have a full in-train as far as what you'd expect on our dairy, one of them being that we are expecting an update in regard to the appearance of Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga before the National Cohesion Commission there. We are yet to get when and what time, but we'll keep tabs on that. In as far as developing stories, that's the area that we are looking at. There are those who are still saying, or rather marking, that today is the 7th day of mourning as announced by President William Ruto following the demise of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. So this is the 7th day of mourning, and I'd want to bring this to a close and quote Mama Ida Odinga during that particular burial on Sunday said a profound statement, and I've just been reminded by my producer, and this is what it said. I'm trying to paraphrase it, is that in politics or even in life, that you take up the friends, however, let the individuals deal with their enemies, right? By association, you take up the friends, but you let the individual in question deal with their enemies. It's a wrap. I'm Regina Manyara. I hand you over to Mike Megwe, as well as enjoy your week ahead.
Katika Qur'an tukufu Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anatuamuru tukumbushane, kwani kukumbushana kunawafaa waumini. Kwa mujibu wa hadithi, Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam anatushauri tueneze ujumbe wake angalau kwa aya moja. Basi tunatia ari kufanya ambacho ni jukumu la kila Muislamu, kukumbushana mema na kukatazana maovu. Tunakuletea mawaidha za mashehe, wataalam, maustadh, madrasa, makala spesheli na Okti Fatuma Yakub, mafunzo na historia za mitume na maswahaba, na burudani kupitia nashid na wasifu za munshid. Tazama ukumbi wa Kiislamu nami Alishe kila Ijumaa saa 9:30 katika KBC Channel 1.
You're watching Good Morning Kenya. This is Entertainment Thursday. My name is Mike Megwe. Future Voices is the segment where we give the youth of our country a chance to contribute to matters of national importance. Today we are talking about empowering the Kenyan youth. Where are we in terms of empowering them within business circles, leadership, representation, and power? Where are we, and what are we looking at, and what does the future portend for them? In studio, I'm joined by Nelson Njiro, who is an aspirant who is going for the top seat of the county of Nairobi. He is going for the seat of governor. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mike.
How are you doing this morning?
Having me?
Yes.
I am doing well. Yes, and thank you for being here.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Tuanze tu at the top.
Yes.
Youth empowerment.
Yes.
From your perspective.
Yes.
How do you say so far the youth of the country have been empowered in all spheres like business, leadership, representation, and the presence within power?
So, Mike, let me start by defining what I think youth empowerment is.
Yes.
See, basically, this is equipping the youth with the tools, okay? Confidence,
yes,
opportunities, to be able to better their lives. And through this, they get to better the economy of the country. The government has tried in so many ways to come up with programs of empowering the youths. The recent one being the Nyota.
Yes, the Nyota program.
Nyota program, which I would say is a bold step in terms of empowering the youth, even though I believe there are things that could be done to better it. Because as you look at it, 50 billion from World Bank.
Yes.
50,000 shillings to an individual.
Yes.
Targeting 208,000 youths.
Yes.
Will that be enough in the country? Is that sufficient to cover and to empower the youths that we have? Okay, so I believe there's more that could be done in empowering the youths. When you come to leadership, actually, most of the youths are being used as mobilizers as opposed to leaders in this country. Okay, and I think it's very important that you have mentorship for the youths, so that we have them becoming leaders and not just mobilizers.
Yes.
Yeah, but
no, continue.
But I believe we are in the right direction in terms of empowering the youths, but there's more that needs to be done.
The fact that there's something you've said about the youth being mobilizers.
Yes.
Does this stem from the fact that most of them, if not all, lack the confidence to go for the leadership positions instead of being mobilizers?
Far from it, Mike. I think is how the society is trying to put the youths of this country. It's not that they lack the confidence. It is the empowerment in terms of leadership. When you look at the youths, you want them just to mobilize the other youths to come and probably campaign for you.
Yeah.
But you're not looking at them as leaders, because the youths are capable of being leaders in this country. Very, very capable. So I believe we lack a lot of mentorship from the leaders who are there, for the youths to be able to go and run for these offices and also to become leaders in this country. It's mentorship that is one thing that lacks. Just look around. How many youthful leaders do we have in elective posts? Very few. If anything, sometimes you just sit and all the time you'll hear about roughly 2 or 3. Yeah, Obowino, Sifuna, Kiarie. That's it. Yeah.
So, in this aspect of mentorship,
yes,
within leadership circles, is it that mentorship has been availed and the youth have failed to capitalize on it, or there is none that has been availed to them?
According to me, there's no mentorship for the youths. The youths are being told you're the leaders of tomorrow. Okay? You're being told you will be the leader tomorrow. For now, these are the leaders here.
Yeah.
For you, it's for the future. But the future is now.
The future is now.
The future is now. Yes.
What do you think are the bottlenecks that within the leadership sphere that needs to be addressed in as far as empowering the youth and encouraging them to take these positions need to be addressed?
The bottlenecks, I would basically look at it from the point of, do you have programs? Do you have legislature that empowers the youth? Most of the times, the kind of empowerment you're having around, from where I sit, is handouts. Okay? Something that is not being checked to the end. If we empower you now, what is the result? Is there anybody who checks from me giving you 50,000 to what is the output? What is the effect of this money that you've been given? Has it served the right purpose? So I believe we need to have tracking of empowerment. We need to have laws. For example, we have laws that favor people with disability. We have laws that favor gender in terms of 2/3 majority and all that. But do you have any for the youths? We do not. Okay, so those are some of the bottlenecks that I believe should be addressed so that the youths can fully be empowered. Yeah.
Now, Kenya is a young nation.
Yes.
Because the median age there is around 19.5 years. But then again, we also have leaders, youthful leaders in places of power, especially in parliament. And from your perspective, and the space, the opportunity that has been availed to those leaders, how do you rate their performance?
I would rate it below average. Because I believe when you have been empowered as a youth, the best thing you can do for your country and for the other youths is to empower another youth.
Yes.
Okay? But are we seeing that happening? You get there, you've empowered, you go there, and you forget. We need youths, especially those who are in leadership positions, to empower the other youths who are not there. Okay? You see, basically, we're talking about 60% of the population of a country being the youths. Okay? Can you move or drive this country without the 60%? You cannot. You have to empower these people so that the economy keeps growing. Yes.
You look at programs that like Nyota, and also there's also the digital space, the Ajira digital program.
Yes.
Do you think they'll be impactful enough to bolster youths into getting to business, or they will just box the youth within what you would call, quote unquote, low-paying jobs?
Very good question there. First of all, Nyota, it has been tailored to run for 5 years, right? It's on a private, it's basically not the government, it's a loan from the World Bank, right?
Yes.
So basically, what happens after the 5 years? See, that means it's not a long-term thing, okay? So basically, at the end of the day, you might end up just boxing the youths, as you said. We need programs that will run all through, from government to government, okay? We need programs that are sustainable, programs that the government can sustain all through, okay? We need to have somebody auditing the process from when I'm empowering you to the output. Because most of the times, I'll give you this money, I'll come and say, we've empowered the youths. But have you checked to the end that the funds that you're giving have been utilized the right way? And what is the impact of that utility to the economy of the country? Okay? So it's not just about feeding people, it's not just about giving people money, it's not just about empowering in quotes in terms of just giving handouts. And after that, you come and say you've empowered, unless we are able to track that to the end and check the impact of that in the economy, okay? Because now you'll empower these people, and after that, after the 5 years, I'll come back the same person. You'll still empower me, you'll keep empowering me.
Meaning there's no impact?
There's no impact. I need to get to a place where after I have been empowered, I have moved, I'm able to sustain myself, I'm able to contribute to the economy, so that if there's another empowerment program, it empowers a different person. The other question is, how do we get these people that we are empowering? Okay? Some people don't know about these programs. Communication is another challenge. You have few politicians picking few people and taking them for empowerment. It's supposed to cut across board, across the country, 47 counties, in all the wards, for it to have an impact in the economy and in
so,
the country.
That is in the aspect of monitoring this progress.
Yes.
What is the role of this youth that we are talking about that needs to be empowered? What is his or her role in all this?
They really need to be responsible. You see, some of these youths that are being empowered, they come up with a project. This is what I would want to do. Has it been tested? Probably not. Okay? This particular young person will work hard towards that, but they need mentorship, somebody to walk with them along to ensure that this thing has worked at the end of the day. Otherwise, you give me the money, you empower me, I go down the line and it's not working, I drop it. Then that's it. So I believe it's the role of the youth who has been empowered. First of all, be responsible once these funds have been allocated to you, and work hard. But I think more to it is the mentorship that should accompany all that to the end. That is what will have an impact to the lives of the youths and in return to the economy. Yes.
You know, when it comes to such employment programs, do you think they spur entrepreneurship the right way? Do they encourage the youth to go and be more innovative in terms of what they want to do, instead of looking at the aspect of white-collar jobs being employed?
I would like to look at that from the education point of view. Does our education bring out innovators? entrepreneurs? Does it do that? We changed from the first system to CBC now.
Yes.
Yeah, to see if this will stimulate the same. Okay. Youths of this country are entrepreneurs. They are very innovative. Okay, but sometimes you get, for example, you want to start a particular business. The government is giving you 25,000 shillings. Your capital for the same is over 100,000 shillings.
Yes.
What do you do with that? So it's also very important also for the government to come up with different levels. Okay, this particular, analyze this business. Can this work? This particular empowerment, I'm giving you 25,000. Is this going to successfully enable you to be an entrepreneur, enable you to get it to the end? Or it's something I'm giving you, you'll try and like, this is not enough capital for me. I have to go look for capital elsewhere, or I just give up and use those funds for something else. But otherwise, we also need to look at our education system, that at the end of the day, let us not just produce people who are about the books. Okay? Let us see innovators, let us see entrepreneurs being built by our education system.
From the word go.
From the word go. Very, very important.
So even the education system has a role to play as far as empowerment is concerned. Indeed. Now, I'm also joined by Juma Ngule, who is the chairman of Youth Connect Kenya. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Oh, thank you, my brother.
Indeed,
it's a beautiful morning.
Yes.
And I'm glad to be here.
Yes.
So that we can chart the way forward about the future of the young people.
Yes.
Of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
That's why I'm here as the chairperson of Youth Connect Kenya.
Yes. Karibu sana.
Shukran.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Njiro here.
Yes.
From your perspective, how do you say the youth have been empowered so far from your perspective? And how do you term youth empowerment? Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. That is a very big question that requires a very long discussion. But when you ask me about the same question, it is important for the young people also to understand when you say you want to be empowered, by who? That's a big question that all of us, we need to have to face it with a lot of realities, because most of the young people, we are looking at the government, we want the government to do everything for us. And truth be told is that the government will not touch each and every young person in the Republic of Kenya. So it is upon us as the young people to also have our own initiatives. We need to empower ourselves, because it is very wrong for you to be taken to school. You are done with your studies, and there is nothing you can do on your own. So the empowerment issue, I think the government can only give us a platform whereby we can help ourselves to grow and achieve what we want. So the issue of empowerment, the young people, like for instance, some of us were also complaining, and you allow me to talk about the Connect Kenya, Youth Connect Kenya, because this is something that came up especially when we are having the COVID-19 pandemic. Most of the young people had nothing to do. You remember, all of us were locked in our houses because there was no mobility and everybody was locked. So we came up with an idea whereby we can empower ourselves as the young people through connecting ourselves, sourcing for funds, and engaging some other people using various platforms. That is one way in which we can empower ourselves. The government has given us an opportunity. The little opportunity they have given us, the connection that they are giving us, that is a platform that we are using as the young people. And the biggest problem we have, especially the young people, is that most of us, we are waiting to be given. That is why you realize that most of us, we are still crying that the young people are yet to be empowered.
Waiting to be given. Is that translating even to leadership? You are waiting to be given a position so that you can lead.
Absolutely. Instead of us taking up the responsibility. And like a good example, when you talk of leadership, right now, the young people who were on the streets last year, I was one of them, against the finance bill. When we were rejecting. Right now, the young people, the very, very young people, they have been given an opportunity to register as voters so that they can go and exercise their democratic right through the ballot come 2027. But you'll be shocked, because the very, very young people who are on the street, they fill the streets of Nairobi. When you do your research right now, they're yet to register as voters. So that is the biggest challenge, and that is why we are here as young people, and we need to have a very candid conversation with the young people, and we need to face the reality. We need to tell each other how things are, because we are not doing it right.
So there are chances that the youth have been, there are chances or opportunities that have been availed to them, but they are not taking advantage of them.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
I think the biggest problem, we are used to be given. We don't want to go an extra mile. Young people, especially when you look at the lifestyle and the education system, I think I also blame the education system that we have undergone. Because this is an education system whereby we are just being, we are taught on how to be given everything.
Soma upite upate kazi.
Soma upite, ukimaliza after graduation, unapewa employment. Which is not, when you finish in school, you realize reality, it will hit you different.
School and
the
real
reality
world are two different things.
Totally different. And that's the biggest problem, and it is high time. And that is why right now you'll see most graduates, they meet you on the street and nakwambia, bro, sina job. Nataka nakupatia job. Tafuta job. Can you create something? Why are you going to school and niambia umesoma umemaliza when you cannot do anything small? On your own, you are waiting for somebody to give you? No. We have to create employment on our own. We have to go an extra mile so that we realize and we get what we want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jiro, there's something that Juma raised, and this points to mentality that young people may have. How do we shift that mentality in as far as we are talking about empowerment, but how do we help them shift mentality that it's not always go to school, get a degree, get out and get employed. Instead, we gravitate more towards innovation and coming up with things?
Basically, I really don't think it's more of the mentality. Okay, because believe you me, I don't think there's any youthful person out there who would be having the right skills, the right capital, enough capital, who would just sit and not do anything and wait to be given anything. Okay? I believe, one, our educational system needs to work towards giving skills. Very, very important. So that when you're out of it, you're not waiting to be employed. You've acquired the skills. Okay? Nowadays, you go and get a degree. After that, you go and look for employment and you're told they're looking for someone with 10 years of experience. When are you supposed to have gotten that? Okay?
Yeah.
That's a problem. So it's very important that the education system comes up with empowering the youths, or rather giving the youth skills, good skills that after school, you're able to go and start your own thing, be it a business or whatever it is, to empower you. So I think it's not really more about the mentality. It's about how the system is. But I would also want to say, my brother here said something. It's important I say. I think the government, as much as we want the youths themselves to do a lot of things by themselves, it is very important that the government has gets to put a very good environment for the youths to be able to empower themselves. That is number one. But you see, the government has been mandated to serve its people. That includes things like industrialization and all that, things that will create jobs and all that. So I think it's also for the government to come in and assist in this as much as, because the youths will do their best. They will go to school. Their parents will help them with all that. So I've gone to school. I've studied finance. Personally, I'm a finance expert. I've studied finance.
Yes.
Okay? After that, I come out here. Then what next? What capital do I need for me to start anything financial? It's quite capital intensive. Something that I might not be having as an individual. Remember, my parents have just taken me from school.
Yes.
I'm just done with school. You cannot go back to them for capital. And that is why you will see the government also give credit to HDU.
Yes.
Coming up with programs like Nyota and all that. Yeah. Only that they really need to tailor make it so that it's able to get to the people who really need it. Yes.
Well, you know, there's a lot when we talk about skills. Even we're living in a digital age where there's a lot of skills that you can learn online. But we'll talk about that when we come back from this short break. Stay with us.
The bottom-up economic transformation agenda is not just a plan on paper.
Manifesto tulioandika na tukauzia Wakenya na wakatupigia kura, sio gazeti ya kufunga nyama.
It is happening on the ground across Kenya.
Enda subabogi Moriega Jodhurwa untie Mugani Pamjambo.
In agriculture,
Turkana wameamkia mambo ya ukulima sasa.
On our roads,
lami black anaingia hapa anagausha hapa, wacha bana.
In health,
all our patients are in SHA 100%.
In housing,
kutoka nyumba za mabati kuleta nyumba kama hii ya ghorofa ni kitu ya mzuri sana.
In our markets,
umetukumbuka sisi mama mboga, shida zetu umezitatua,
and so much more.
It's a good thing the government inakuja mashinani na this is all what we have been requesting.
This is transformation. This is impact. This is delivering the plan. Every Friday on KBC Channel 1.
It's art, it's culture, it's fun, it's attitude.
As you can see with me, I have this handkerchief. And is it really a handkerchief or is it?
My name is Kevin Kasioki. Please join me each and every Friday at 8 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. This is Future Voices. I'm having a conversation with two gentlemen about empowering the Kenyan youth. There's Juma Ngule, who is the chairman of Youth Connect Kenya, and Nelson Njiro, who is an aspirant of the seat of governor of Nairobi County. We're talking about youth empowerment. And Juma, when we talk about empowerment, we are living in the digital age. And there's a lot that it's offering. How do you think the youth needs to be nudged to embrace learning skills online so that they can generate something for themselves?
On that issue, my brother, I think it is a nice idea that you are talking about, because the digital era that we are living in, that is why we as the Youth Connect Kenya, we have also a program whereby we are teaching the young people who are willing to learn some new skills so that they can earn a living through those skills. Like when you look at when you go to our website for Youth Connect Kenya, you'll find a lot of information down there. You can also register, and we'll teach you for free through the partners that we are having, so that we can give you the skills that you want as a young person. And the biggest issue that I've talked about earlier on is that the very, very young people are not willing also to get to understand something or to learn a new skill. Even if you are offering them for free, that is the worst scenario that we are facing, because when you look at the enrollment of the young people that have enrolled on our platform, there are very few. And we are cutting across the country, across the 47 counties. Meaning that most of the young people, they need to do what we call civil education. And this is one of the platforms we are giving them, and we are telling them that it is important for you to learn a new skill, because you cannot use the 19th century skill to solve the 21st century skill.
Problems evolve.
Absolutely. It is high time now, the young people, and I want to encourage all of us that, especially if you're a parent out there, you are a father, you are a teacher, you have a brother or any other sibling, it is high time you also have to update yourself with the new skills that you can use to solve the new problems that we are having right now.
Indeed. From a perspective of leadership, Njiro, you see, activism has shifted online. And when it comes to accountability and responsibility, is that the new normal that you're going to witness insofar as you speaking about matters of national importance is concerned?
When it comes to activism, which has, of course, shifted to the online platform, because basically that is where you get to reach so many people at the same time. Yes, that will be the new norm. You will find a lot of, you will get to see that many people who are uncomfortable with that will actually try to distract it, will actually try to block it. But you know what? There are things that cannot be stopped.
Yes.
Okay? We're already there. That is the new norm. That is where everything is going to be happening from, especially by the youths. That is where they're going to raise their voices from. I think the era where people used to do a lot of these things on the ground, in the markets and all that is long gone now. So the online platform, it is. Yeah, that is where everything will be done henceforth by the youth.
Juma, what do you think? Can the online platforms be used for governance and accountability by the young people of this country?
Absolutely right. And I want to give you a scenario that happened recently, especially the very, very day that we lost our party leader, the former Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. The very, very day it is said that the president went on and signed some bills that are anti-people. The bills that most of the Kenyans were rejecting. And even before he announced the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, most Kenyans knew what was going on already. And when you look at the activism, it has already changed for sure. Gone are the days when people used to have the so-called mandamano on streets. Right now, anything happening, people, when you go to X, you see the hashtags.
Yeah.
And they are pushing everything. And right now, even the president himself, where he's seated, he knows very well that things are not good on his end. And the reason being is because people are informed. And the online platforms that we are having right now is the new thing. It is the new wave that is going to take place. Even the elections that we are entering into 2027, the online space is going to work, and it is going to deliver a lot of things, because that is where we will meet any day, any time, regardless of where you are. We will be meeting there, and people are discussing issues there. And you can see how the online families right now, especially on X, they are working as a team. So that is a space that nobody should ignore, especially those who are in governance right now, and those ones who are eyeing for any political seat, because right now people are being informed through those platforms. So it is a very serious platform that we need to put into consideration.
Still on matters of leadership and accountability and representation, do you think political parties, looking at how the political parties within Kenya are designed, do you think they are designed to empower the youth, or just use them as a means to an end?
I want to take you back a little bit on my on our platform for Youth Connect. We have three pillars: we connect, we engage, and we empower. Allow me to emphasize on to empower. And when you mention about the issue of political parties that we have, A political party is just like a car that is used by a politician now to their destination. Maybe someone wants to be a governor like my brother here, want to be a governor for Nairobi, and I pray for him that he gets there. He needs to position himself in a right political party because that is a tool that is being used. But when you look at the political parties that we have in the Republic of Kenya, they are owned by some individuals.
Yes.
A good example is my party, ODM. ODM belongs to Baba, Raila Amolo Odinga, who is the late now. And right now, when you look at online and how people are talking, things have changed. We are having people with different views. So the political parties can be used by the young people if only they are part and parcel of the political parties. But the most unfortunate part about our political parties, you'll be shocked that most of the young people, especially some of us who are busy online, crying about injustices, most of them, they belong to no political parties. The only political party that the young people had is that I think they won for Morara. And unfortunate bit about the same is that the very, very young people are the one who fought that young man. Completely, they didn't want to hear about him. But when you look at the biggest political parties, they have the owners. And the owners are the ones who call shots. So it is high time the young people also, we have to align ourselves to correct political parties, because those are the only tools. You cannot travel without a means of traveling. You cannot tell me you're going to the coast right now. How? Do you have a means? You don't have a means. So you have to engage, to align yourself in particular political parties so that you can use them. But the current political parties that we have right now in our country, my brother, problems. Big problem as a young person. And I'm also worried about my brother because I don't know which political party that he's going to use as a tool, because when you enter into those political parties, the first question is like, who are you? Whom do you know? What do you have? And it is a big problem, because even young people right now, if we challenge you to come up with a political party, minimum of 15 million. Bro, the young people do not have those cash. So they are being used by a few individuals, political class people, some business persons who have some financial muscles.
So from what Juma is saying, there's a big difference between being in a political party, belonging to a political party, and being part of the decision-making machinery within political party. Is that the case? And what do you think? Are there gatekeepers who, quote unquote, own the party, and they do not really just give the youth a chance, they just want to use them?
Okay, thank you. Let me start by answering Juma a little bit.
Yes.
Number one, I'm not sure if Juma does not know that we have independent candidates who have made it in this country. It is not necessarily that you need a political party.
Yes.
It is a tool, yes, but it's not necessarily that you must have a political party for you to be able to get an elective seat or something of the sort. That is number one. Number two, these political parties, as he has said, I agree with him, there are many problems there. I'll give you one big problem about political parties. We have seen political parties in this country that have contradicted the principles of individuals. Your political party says we go left, something that is contrary to your principles, and you are stuck there. You don't know whether to follow your principles or the political party. Okay? And actually, I'll tell you, and probably I'll be here in 2027 to show you this. In 2027, most of the young people who will be elected, they'll be elected on independent tickets. Because I think we've come to a place where it's very important for people to look at integrity of a person as opposed to the political party. What are you bringing on the table? Are you going to do what you are saying you are going to do? Or are you going to vote me in because I'm in a political party? However, that is not to say that all political parties are not good, okay? They are very good because they have agendas and they drive agendas. But what I would say is it's very important for for the Kenyan voter at the moment when it comes to elections and all that, to look at integrity, to look at track records, to look at the kind of a person you're bringing in. Is this an honest person, or is this somebody who is coming during campaigns to tell you stuff, and after that, that's it? You don't get to see them again. Okay, so I believe it's very, 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 very important that we not only look at the political party, but look at the individual. What does this particular person stand for? Okay, yeah.
Maybe just to respond to my brother here, and one of my major responsibilities as the chairperson for Youth Connect is also to educate the young people. And it is high time we have, my brother, we have to face the reality. And they say it's not yet Uhuru. You know, Kenya, we are still a developing country. And the direction in which my brother is headed into, I think he might not get what he wants in the near future unless he faces the reality. At the moment, I understand and I agree with you fully that totally that there are some people who are elected as independent candidates. But you can do your own research, even in go to the National Assembly right now, or National Assembly. When you count, for me, you cannot count more than 3 individuals who are elected. Out of more than almost 300 individuals who are elected as members of parliament, very few. So it is high time, one tool for us to empower the young people, and this empowerment will only come through correct alignments. It is important that the young people, we have to join political parties. It is a very important tool for us to get what we want, because most of the young people, number one, the biggest problem we have, most young people, they are cashless, they have no money. And when you look at those individuals who are aligned in various political parties, they will be supported, especially you, for example, if right now you align yourself with a good political party, if you win, let's say, the nomination, the party primaries, when you get the ticket, the very party will also empower you by giving you finance, because politics is very expensive, very expensive. And when you move around Nairobi, for example, where you are vying, when you trying to move around the 17 constituencies in Nairobi, it requires a lot of finance. The people that you are moving with, they need something at the end of the day, because they will not be clapping for you and going home empty-handed. So it is important that the young people, as one of the tools for us to empower them, it is good that we inform ourselves that we have to join particular political parties. Look at we have so many political parties. Align yourself accordingly so that you can use it as a tool. It is much easier for you to move forward or to be elected, because you look at the people who are the electorals, most of them, they are aligned to political parties, whereby the young people, we don't believe in those political parties.
When you say the people you are moving around will want something at the end of the day,
yes,
isn't that tokenism?
I don't know how you want to call it, but the reality is those people must go home with something.
But how then do we do away with politics of tokenism? Because at the end of the day, that has led to some very weird decisions, quote unquote, for Kenyans in terms of electing leaders based on what they're getting from them, instant gratification.
That is why I'm telling you, not yet Uhuru.
But then again, how do we change that?
How we are supposed to change that is by us, the young people, embracing ourselves.
Do you see a situation where young people can coalesce around, let's say, a youth vying for MP, MCA, governor, or whatever, without expecting something in return? They are going for the vision, they are going for what this leader is bringing to the table in terms of the change that people want.
Yeah, it is possible, but not at the moment.
Why is it so?
The biggest problem we are having is the very young people that you want them maybe to support you, they have nothing to do. Somebody else will come and feed them. And, you know, anybody who feeds you can even slap your mother while you are watching. And the biggest problem is that the very young people will go for those people who are giving them some token. That is why we are here as the young people. We have to empower ourselves financially, economically. We must have something that we are doing. We must have our own resources. We must have, I can come and listen to you, maybe your manifesto. I can join you and go home without asking for anything and comfortably follow you tomorrow because maybe I'm having a small business that I'm running somewhere.
But isn't that like, are we running in circles? Because this is one thing that people are trying to change, but on the other hand, it is still proving to be a problem.
Mike, this thing will change. I assure you, it will change. Somebody just needs to start. All the people, all the young people that you saw on the streets, none of them was paid to be there. They felt that their rights are being infringed. They felt that they're not getting good governance. They felt that they're not getting good leadership. And that's why they came to the streets. No one paid these people. Okay? So it is very possible. The only thing I would say is the youth have to come together. Okay? Because this is what happens. I'll give you a practical example of what happens. A politician comes to you, gives you 200, 300 shillings. They go, some of them borrow money from somewhere. They come and do their campaigns. They give you 200, 300 shillings, 500. You vote them in. You will not see them again. Because when they go back, they have to look for that money again to return where they got it from, number one. And when it's like 2 years before the election again, they'll be busy looking for money for campaign. Okay? So these people you're voting in because of handouts, they end up not doing anything for you. These are the people who are supposed to be empowering youths when you get there. Supposed to be empowering the youths, but they don't have that time because they spend a lot of money on people. But you see the youths of this country, things have changed, by the way. After the mandamanos that we had, things have changed, and the youth showed us that, you know what, we want leaders who will come in and serve people. So I don't disagree so much with him that our political parties are important. But I want to say they're very important. You can align yourself with a political party without even being a member. We have coalitions and all that.
Yes.
What is important here is, what is your vision? What do you really want to do for these people? What do you want to do for these youths? So it's a high time that the youths come together and look at these things from the point of, what is this particular person going to do for us? And I assure you, the youths of this country are not the youths that we used to know. Things have changed. Eyes have been opened. People want proper governance. People want proper leadership. And that they will get if they vote some of us in.
Yes.
Yes.
Granted, let's say the youth are elected to even the highest offices in this land. How would that leadership look like?
Oh, I see a better Kenyan. Because I believe that the young people right now, they have gone through a lot. And we are having a very changed youth in our republic. When even you compare our country with our neighbors, like a good example is Uganda or Tanzania. When you look at the Kenyans are informed, especially the young people. Kenyans know what they want. The young people know what they want.
Yes.
So I believe, from where I sit, that given a chance, especially if we give a chance the young people, I believe 100% that they are going to transform this country. Even Nairobi will be transformed. Right now, look at Nairobi. And I want to give a very bad example because we have a young person as a governor in Nairobi, Mr. Sakaja. I think he has let down the young people because he's unable to govern this city. Look at the way the county is. Pathetic. Everywhere, problems. I think he's the only young person who was given the mandate by the young people. And by the way, I regret voting him as a governor because what he has done and what we were expecting, because he is a young person. I believe that being a governor of Nairobi, my brother, I pray for you that you get it. Being a governor of Nairobi, you can transform this county within your first 12 months. You can do a lot of things because when you look at the revenue allocation and collection that Nairobi collects, I believe that you can do a lot of things in this city. So the young people who are mentally upright, given an opportunity in leadership, I believe they will do marvelous things.
How would that leadership look like for you?
That will be the beginning of true change in this country. Have young leaders in these positions, and you will see a country that will change. Because the young people do not fear being challenged. I'll not go and shut the social media because you're challenging me. I will take that challenge, okay, and transform it and see what results I get from it. So it's very important that this time round we give the youths these positions. It's very good that my friend here has brought up Nairobi County, my county. What have you seen any empowerment of the youths in Nairobi? Proper empowerment, not handouts. There is none. Nairobi has come up with a program. There are like 3 programs that are stagnant at the moment. They are funded by some donors. They are short term. You go and clean the streets. After 3 months, you're jobless. Sustainability in empowering the youths is key. Even in Nairobi, we have young people, very many young people who are jobless. Very many young people who desire to be empowered. Not just empowered, but just mentored. You know, have people mentoring these youths, and you will see transformation in this country that you've never seen before.
Yes.
Yes.
Voter registration.
Yes.
As of last week, Friday, we stood at, was it even last week, 20,000 and just a little over 20,000.
Yes.
What are you doing? You are youth leaders in your capacity. Let me start. What are you doing to ensure that more youth register as voters?
At my point, my position right now, I have taken it as a personal initiative. When you follow me on my social media platforms, you will see I'm doing regular information. I'm informing the young people, and I'm using any little opportunity I get, like this opportunity right now. I'm reminding the young people that this is the time to make the change that we are talking about. And that change will only be made through the ballot come 2027. So the young people, like a good example, me personally, I'm informing the young people. Every Sunday you will find me, I go to at least 3 churches. And I make sure that I engage with the young people, especially in Westlands constituency. I am informing them where we have also like a tournament, a soccer tournament. I'm going there. I'm engaging the young people. I'm informing them on the importance of them registering as voters, because we need to go and make the change that we need. And the most unfortunate bit about the same is, and I want also to, I don't know how best we can handle this, because you realize that the most young people, I can engage you. I want you to go and maybe register just as a voter. It is your right. But the young people, again, they want a token. They want something small. They will also tell you sin affair. For me just to go maybe 20 shillings or 50 shillings just to have a matatu to where you're supposed to register as a voter. The young people, they are used to this politics. Anything to do with the politics, they want a reward. To be given something to do what they're supposed to do. So it is high time we continue giving them the civil education. We need to face the reality. We need to realize that indeed taking a voter's card, it is your right.
Indeed.
Yes.
You know, you want this seat, governor's seat. But then again, we have young people. IEBC is registering. Why do you think we have low numbers, and how can we raise it?
Personally, I believe most of us Kenyans, we like last minute rushes. And as per now, the numbers are low in terms of voter registration. But I'm pleading with the youths. This is the time for change. And the only way we can change this country is through elections. And we've been given a platform, a proper platform, to go and get your voter's card so that you can vote in the right leaders. With the right leaders in, our lives will change. What have I done? I have around 3 groups of 1,000 youths in each of them. That is around 3,000 of them, who we have decided that we are going to use the online platform to sensitize the youths and push for them to take the votes so that they can be able to vote in the upcoming 2027 general elections. Because that is the key to the real transformation of this country. Yes.
Indeed. And they have to know that this is one of the ways that they're empowered to make the right decisions in as far as the leadership of the country is concerned. Gentlemen, thank you so much for making time to come and talk about how we can empower the Kenyan youth. That is Nelson Njiro, who is an aspirant for the governor's seat in the Nairobi County, and also Juma Ngule, who's the chairman of Youth Connect Kenya. This is where this conversation ends, but don't go too far. Vivian Degwa is coming up next with Entertainment Thursday. Stay with us. My name is Mike Migwe.
Wewe unaniletea tu vitu ni sign tu bila kama sijaona vitu zangu.
Nyamaza. Unajisikiza wewe?
Kabisa.
You care too much here. And besides, si anajua nafai kumeza dawa. I regret everything.
Kama si hivyo, wachana na mimi. Joel has already approved.
Ama unashuku amepanga njama nao wewe. What? No.
Yaani wewe ulikuwa unataka kunifukuza kwangu?
Wiki hii kwenye Mkulima tunaangazia kilimo kutumia mbinu za asili. Kisha jinsi ya kuwafuga ng'ombe, kondoo pamoja na kuku.
Hawa wanyama wako na challenges mingi pia. Kukua na wao inabidi ujipange. Kwanza majani, unafaa kuwa na majani ya kutosha, wanakula vizuri. Una make sure ni huko mahali wanalala ni kusafi. Alafu pia dawa ya minyoo unaipea. Kwa wakati after 1 month unaipea dawa.
Tazama Mkulima kila Jumamosi saa 10:30 hapa KBC Channel 1 kwa mseto kamili wa kilimo.
One of the things we know is that 2 things fade in life, and that is energy, and the second one is time.
So I think what we should be looking at beyond time management is asking ourselves, are we clear and managing the focus?
The fact that it is your free time, still you don't waste it.
Yes. Don't prioritize your schedule. Yeah? Schedule your priorities.
Shagala bagala, niko tayari kulipa gharama, sitasimama maovu yakitawala, sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Ufisadi, ubinafsi, ukabila, kuuza sura, wataki kuuza sera. Undugu ni kufaana, sitasimama maovu yakitawala, sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Wadhifa una deserve bila kasha makashfa. Hii society Kenya wanaeza share nyungu ya busa ama kecho ya shisha. Mfuko zinasikia echo. Unajua thamani ya mali na size ya kipuli. Eyo, ujaibiwa jua unakaa kitu worth. Risking jail time, police bullet for. Unaweza argue, crime doesn't pay. lakini huwezi dismiss justice in a bay. Mwizi ana 40 days, 365 days later anaendelea kugrow fatter. Do anything for power, ready to lose their head for presidency. Bora waione kwa currency. Sababu gani ziko affected na turbulence? Nikifly angani, nimezoea the same feeling. Matatu zikipitia pothole mtaani. Juliane, yeah, yeah. Konja itabidi raise hands, growing concern, breakfast za croissant. Hataki punguze bei ya bidhaa, tunataka opportunities ndio tu afford hizo bidhaa. Walisema kutembea kwingi ndio kuona mengi, nimeshinda nikitembea maofisi na sijaiona kazi. Sezi cheza golf kwenye Tiger Wood, mambo si barabara chingu. Naomba Johnny Masters, chakule fike tumboni ikitoka kwa sahani. Policeman anapiga rungu, mwalimu daktari anamurushia tear gas, na mtoto wake anarudishwa nyumbani hana school fees analipa pina. Hata siwezi karanga, uwe hai shagala bagala, niko tayari kulipa gharama. Sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala.
Sisi watu damu moja Kenya, sisi watu lugha moja wa Kenya, sisi ni kitu moja Kenya, daima sisi wa Kenya.
Shukrani kwa Mwenyezi Mungu, Kenya ni nchi yenye baraka, yeah. Pamoja kwa upendo, Kenya imeweza simama.
Tujivunie maendeleo, kwa Kenya tunayo sababu kusherehekea. Amani, upendo, umoja, wajibu wetu kulinda. Sisi watu damu moja Kenya, sisi watu lugha moja wa Kenya, sisi ni kitu moja Kenya, daima sisi wa Kenya. Tujivunie tamaduni zetu, leo tuone urembo wetu, umoja wetu, ishara kwamba Kenya ni kipenzi chetu.
Wakenya tu wenye bidii, tuungane mikono kazini. Amani, upendo, umoja, wajibu wetu kulinda. Sisi watu damu moja Kenya, sisi watu lugha moja Kenya, sisi ni kitu moja Kenya, daima sisi wa Kenya.
It's a brand new day, hakuna matata. What's for breakfast? Fresh tea from Kericho. Going down with Matoke from Kisii. Music playing, Ohangla on radio. My journey starts from Kisumu, Pacho. My destination, Mombasa kwa Fatuma. Along the way, I'm shopping as I go. Napiga picha on my way as I go. Najivunia,
Najivunia kuwa Mkenya.
najivunia, najivunia,
Najivunia kuwa Mkenya.
najivunia.
Yelele, yelele,
And we are back. This is Entertainment Thursday right here on Good Morning Kenya. My name is Vivian Degwa, and our DJ is none other than Unique the DJ. And we got to start off our first interview right here on Entertainment Thursday, and we are starting off in a really nice way. We're going to be talking about the film industry. That's an exciting place to start, right? Yes, we're going to be talking about the people who get to entertain us, the people who are behind the entertainment that we get matters, the film industry, you know, the gigs that we've been seeing around when it comes to film. I am sure you've heard of the gig that is shorts, and shorts. Yani shorts, ile shorts. And then shorts, the outfit, and then the shorts, like short films. I'm sure you've heard of that. And I am more than pleased to have the director and the people who are part of this particular beautiful event that got to happen here with me in studio, and we're going to be talking about that plus many other things concerning the film industry. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing my guests on my immediate right, we have Susan Bogo. Susan Bogo is the programs, partnerships, and fundraising director. Welcome to the program. It's a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you.
All right, and right next to Susan we have Shiba Nyathama. Yes, Shiba Nyathama, and Shiba is the festival director and co-founder of the NBO Film Festival. Welcome to the program as well.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you ladies on board, and just to have this conversation on matters the film industry. Maybe I may begin by us getting a bit of a background for each one of you so that we get to understand who we are talking to today. So if I may begin with you, Shiba, just a bit of a background of where the film bug, you know, caught you.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for that question, and it's really great to be here. We're really excited when media takes a real keen interest on like the behind the scenes of the entertainment industry, since we're together in making it happen. I co-founded the NBO Film Festival, NBO for Nairobi, like, you know, like the flight code.
Yeah.
And but it's like the Nairobi Film Festival in 2016 with Mbithi Masya, filmmaker also. He made the film Katikati. We kind of just got to this place. He was making a film that had been premiered at a film festival in Canada, the TIFF Film Festival. And after he came back, he was like reflecting on the fact that his film is being seen all over the world at these beautiful festivals, but there's no festival in Nairobi for his film to show at. So we were like, well, we should put a context around this film when it comes to Nairobi. And so that's how the first edition of the NBO Film Festival was born.
Yeah.
And we're in our 6th edition this year. 6th edition, but 9 years because of the two-year COVID break.
Yeah.
And we bring basically the best of Kenyan cinema to the world stage, and we bring the best of the world's cinema to Nairobi.
To Nairobi as well. All right, there we have it. How about you? Like, just take us back to when you got into the film space.
So DocuBooks was founded in 2013. And ideally, we were founded because we wanted to support independent documentary filmmakers in the space, because there was no funding for documentary filmmakers, there was no capacity building for them, and there was also no audience building. And so that's how we started, just being the space where filmmakers find a home and find the support that they need. And as we grew in 2018, we figured, how do we support the fiction side of it? And so we started running an event called Shots, where, like you said, you wear shorts, you watch short African films, and you take shots. And that was a way of growing the audience, our own audience, that an audience that actually enjoys watching films that are made by Kenyans, by Africans, and you relate to them. And yeah, so we've done it since 2018, took a break, the same time as Shiba because of COVID. Then came back in last year, and we've just been working together with them. But the goal of Shots is to open up the film industry to the larger audience, just for them to know that we have amazing films that African filmmakers are doing in the continent and in the diaspora.
Would you say that right now the film industry is being appreciated more in the context of Kenya? Yeah.
I would. I think we've seen the numbers growing steadily for shorts, and even when we do our, because we tend to do a lot of monthly screenings with GoTay, the numbers keep on increasing because then the access to the films is there. I think the numbers are increasing.
I mean, I think that one of the things we're seeing is that there's a lot more resourcing of the film industry happening at the moment. DocuBox is a great example of that. They've had a fund that has helped documentary filmmakers really get started on their journey, and you'll see that like Kenya is now very prominent on the world scene as far as producing like world-class documentaries that dazzle audiences everywhere and that put us and our stories on a global platform, told by us in our voices, with the lens that we want to look at our own world with, which is a really important shift, I think. I think that that has made like Kenya a spotlight where a lot of people are looking at with interest at what's going on in this sector, and you'll see a lot more like of the big funders of films. Like Nairobi, Kenya has tended to be mostly focused on smaller budget fiction. And we're beginning to see those like the possibility of those like, you know, multi-million dollar budgets. Which are, because there's more confidence. There's more confidence being gained in our sector and its capacity to both produce that reliably. We've always had the technological capacity in terms of like the talent. We've also always had like the audiences who are interested in consuming it, but the two things have not really necessarily been seen as, you know, working together in perfect harmony. And so we're beginning to see the closing of that gap. So bigger and bigger investments are being made, which means you're able to do more ambitious things. You're able to make more ambitious projects and things that have a much wider reach. It's a really big moment for shifting that.
Yeah, and even picking from what you've just said, there have been conversations around we don't tell our stories enough, you know, as Africans in general, but even just, you know, bringing it just close home, just as Kenyans, we do not tell our stories. But I'm like, are we really not telling our stories? I feel like we are telling our stories. It's just that, are you going to the right places? You know, these are the spaces we're talking about, the likes of NBO Film Festival, the likes of Shots and Shots, and the rest, you know, that are amazing gigs that have been set particularly for that. So from my point of view, I feel like we are telling our stories. We can do better. Of course, there's always room for improvement on everything, but we're telling our stories. And I would love to hear from you, since you are hands on deck on this. You know, I'm just speaking from the outside looking in, but I feel like if we got more investors coming on board specifically for that, then it will be even grander, you know? If you can just, you know, weigh in, you know, what would you say on that?
We're both very chatty people, so we can like go on.
I mean, I do agree with you. Like, if we did get more investing in the film space, then the results would be bigger and more. I mean, again, bigger and grander. If you've noticed, as we're talking about gigs, there's a gig called the Filmmakers Hangout, and you can tell it's a whole lot of Gen Z who just come together to watch their own films and other people's films, but that's their way of trying to invest in each other and get the support. So if the government or private investors could actually put in money into the film system and see if we could actually have the numbers to show, because I think we do have the numbers, just that they're scattered all over. And the way others look at investment is not really how the Kenyans, you know, like the whole, you have to have the Netflix subscriptions, or the Kenyans aren't really watching films on Netflix because our films are not on Netflix. But if it's on YouTube, the numbers are there. If it's Philip's, his platform, his numbers are there. So if there was a way to congregate these numbers and actually make a case to investors, I think it's the right time to actually invest in the ecosystem.
100%, Susan. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that question of the data not being like consolidated in one place is one of the things that our sector has been trying to figure out. A lot of conversation, because there's so much Kenyan content that is consumed by Kenyans, but a lot of it is consumed in informal platforms, you know, like hundreds and hundreds of like cinema, micro cinemas, you can call them that, those little like cinema halls, but also on streaming platforms, on YouTube, and all these individual producers who then put up their own platform, like Philip, like you mentioned, who have huge numbers that subscribe to watch their thing, and they're able to make a case for like investors. But if we were to put all that data together as well, and if the state was to look really closely at what strategic plan it has for this sector. Like many other countries, like Morocco has a really specific strategic plan for its film sector and the role it's going to play in the world as part of like expanding their soft power, telling their story from their perspective, but also really owning their image as a country. Like your film sector is a big part of like how your image as a country is projected out there. And it's not about telling a sanitized story, it's actually about telling a complex one. The sector needs to see, like the state needs to see the sector as also one of our greatest exports. Cultural exports are vital, like a vital part of the economy. So the same way that you have like boards that go out there and be like the flower sector, we have now gone and convened, like, you know, we've taken guys to a market that's out there so that Kenya is seen as like the obvious place to go. That's the same way that we need to look at sectors like our film sector.
I totally agree with you on that. And even, you know, just maybe on the same trail of thought, would you say that or maybe what is lacking for us to get to that point where we are actually at a 10 out of 10 when it comes to the film industry? Like, what is lacking? Because I mean, the film industry, looking outside, you know, outside Kenya, not outside the continent, because I know there are places in the continent where film is like big, you know, in terms of speaking from the point of just the money that film gets to bring in, the revenue it brings in for some of these countries. Like, it's a multi-billion-dollar film, but we are yet to tap that in Kenya. So what is amiss?
I'm going to say the policies. I think we do need to work on policies that actually make filming in Kenya attractive. And like you said, the industry, it actually employs one film itself can employ 100 people, and that's for, like, if you're doing a short film, say for 4 days. So 100 people have been employed for 4 days and they've made their living. But if we had like proper policies that even, and the tax rebates, we need a proper working film policy for Kenya, and proper government inputs.
Exactly. Yeah. I think there's also, like, the more you make films, the better the quality of those films becomes. You can see it, like, with reference to, say, like the music industry. Like, we've gone streaks ahead with the music industry because we own the means of production, and we've been able to do a lot of production that has seen this upturn, like where we're just showing up on the world stage like everybody else, and the quality of the visual production has really gone high. Like, our videos hold up at the same level. Now, if you think about how expensive it is to make a film, like, we can't really shift that journey quickly enough without giving filmmakers the opportunity to make lots and lots of short films to prove their concept, and figure out, like, how that storytelling mechanism works better and better. Like, you have to make things. Nobody wants to know your CV. They want to see what you've made, right? Before they invest in your thing. You can have the best CV, but, like, the person wants to actually watch the thing and be like, oh, yeah,
that's the CV, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's your CV. And then we just need the pathways, and this is where the partnership with the media comes in, the pathways of reaching the audiences. Like, to depend on the filmmakers only to be like the entire ecosystem of their film is like too much of a burden to put on any production company. And this is where we're seeing a lot more influencers coming up, like, you know, Katha, who does like those wonderful film, what's it called, talk movies, talk film. And movie buffs and like people like that who are helping the audience. They're curating the content, because there's a lot of content. They're curating the content for the audiences to give people a pathway to follow. And, you know, conversations like this and what the rest of the media environment, just being like, this matters, this is important, how do we highlight this? How do we make this journey like a partnership?
There's something you got to mention off air that also caught my attention, because I've never really looked at it, you know, from that point of view, whereby when it comes to the entertainment scene, everything is put under one umbrella, you know, but in real sense, all these things are individual, you know, they stand individually on their own. Because under entertainment, there's that music, there's dance, which is also on its own, there's film on its own, there's theater on its own. Like, it's, each one of them should stand on its own. I've never looked at it that way because I feel like we just put it under an umbrella, that it's the entertainment scene.
Right.
And that's it. Is that a problem?
And it gets bandied about between like, oh, is it entertainment or is it culture? Is it like this whole, and it's fair, it's like a negotiation that we're all trying to figure out. But trying to simplify things to just one, it's like having an agriculture board that is not thinking about the fact that you've got livestock systems, you've got like different, you know, different crop systems. You've got to like really look at each part of that sector and just see what does that pipeline need. I'm not saying they're not interrelated, but they all have like a specific pipeline and like what do they want to achieve. And it starts at primary school all the way through. You start embedding those skills like right early at the kids' age. Or what?
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, you're of the same opinion.
I'm of the same opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't help
copy and paste, whatever she said, just copy and paste it. I like that. So I want us to get into the individual work that you do in the space. For example, with shorts and shorts, how do you go about, you know, picking the films that will now be showcased, you know, on the day of the event?
Okay, yeah, so for the last 2 years, because we've collaborated with NBO, we've done the call out together. So like this year we did the call out using the NBO Film Freeway platform, and we got over 1,300 submissions for a selection of 9. Which is fun.
I bet.
But yeah, so most of the times we just do a call out and put it out there. And then the good thing is we do have partners across the continent, so at least the word gets to spread out such that we get a variety of films. Like I think this year's edition, we had films from Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Somalia, I think. No, Ethiopia, and Kenya. And so, but then it's also because we used our partners to like push the words for us and just get the submission, and then we just get readers, not readers, selectors, people who can help us watch the films and select the best films based on the theme that we had. And so this year's theme was We Are All Africans, and that meant whatever it is to be African. Whether it's your hair, your outfit, whether it's the food, whatever it was, but then also the films reflected the theme. So that's how we go about doing the whole call for selection. And of course we try and market shorts to other audiences and not just filmmakers, because also we try to make sure that shorts is the one space where the filmmakers, the audience, the crew, you all get to meet and network. So for the last edition on Sunday, we had a students' masterclass on AI and VFX, because AI is the thing now. There's no going forward without figuring out how to work with AI. And so Kome Mwerebu, he did a masterclass with students around how to use AI for their films or AI for whatever creative work that they're doing. And then after we got to do the screenings, and we held a director's lounge with the filmmakers that got the films showed. So 9 filmmakers got to do a director's lounge, which is they got to talk about the process of making the film, not just to filmmakers but to the general audience. So that's also just a way to try and bridge the gap, and for the audiences to understand the filmmaking process. It's not just holding a camera and
to get to understand
to get to understand the whole process, but also for everyone to feel involved in the process. So the next time you're watching a film, you'd be like, oh, that guy shot this like this.
Has it been the same for you, you know, when it comes to NBO? I know this, you are collaborating, but over the years, has that been the case?
We do, so NBO is a 10-day film festival, and then Shorts is a collaboration that we do on one of the days, because there's a one-day experience. And DocuBox, the organization that hosts Shorts, is also an overall collaborator of ours. We do our selection process a little bit differently. We start
Allow me to cut you short. Let's take a break and then we'll come back and get to understand that more. Let's take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Katika Qur'an tukufu Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anatuamuru tukumbushane, kwani kukumbushana kunawafaa waumini. Kwa mujibu wa hadithi, Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam anatushauri tueneze ujumbe wake angalau kwa aya moja. Basi tunatia ari kufanya ambacho ni jukumu la kila Muislamu, kukumbushana mema na kukatazana maovu. Tunakuletea mawaidha za mashehe, wataalam, maustadh, madrasa, makala spesheli na Ukti Fatuma Yakub, mafunzo na historia za mitume na maswahaba, na burudani kupitia nashid na wasifu za munshid. Tazama ukumbi wa Kiislamu nami Alishe kila Ijumaa saa 9:30 katika KBC Channel 1.
Ng'ombe atavizika mguu, na ilivyo kawaida ng'ombe akivizikia mguu malishoni sharti arudi zizini.
Kazi yako ni nini hapa? It's not your father's office and not even part.
Wewe utanipa heshima zangu, utaniheshimu na uniite baba.
He doesn't love you, he's just playing around with you. Kama hanipendi, kwa nini endelea kuchunguza maisha yake ukijapo ofisini mwake kila wakati? Si mbanda wewe mwanamke, utachunga wewe.
Naimba kwa sauti, kwa sanasa, kwa moyo.
Waite wale wana waliwali, wale waliwali.
Kuku alichakura chakula kwenye chaka la taka.
Ni kweli vijana wameandaliwa katika nafasi za uongozi?
Baadhi ya vijana wanashiriki katika ulevi na dawa za kulevya, jambo linalowafanya kutoaminika katika uongozi wa nchi.
Kuna mashirika mengi ya vijana zinazowasaidia vijana kukuza talanta zao.
Kula kunafaa. Ukanusho wake?
Kutokula hakufai.
Upige makofi jamaa. Ikikwamba ni nini?
Kwamba ni bahari ya shairi ambayo neno fulani linarudiliwa katika nafasi fulani.
Taifa mawili katika bara la Afrika yaliyotawaliwa na Wareno,
Angola na Mozambique.
Angola na Mozambique.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's go on with our conversation. Before we took that break, Shiba, you were just talking about, how you go through that process of picking the films to be showcased on that. It's a 10-day film festival. 10 days.
10 days.
It's a whole festival.
It really is.
It's a whole festival. And this year's selection was beautiful. I want you to talk to us about that.
Okay. So NBO's philosophy is that we would like to open the film festival always with a Kenyan film, and we opened with a fabulous documentary called How to Build a Library that was born out of a DocuBox.
Supported, yeah.
Yeah, supported by DocuBox, yeah. And really incredible about these women who are renovating the Macmillan Library and their journey going through that, right? But we start our submissions process in January, and we have people with open submissions. If you start early, you submit for free. If you, as the later it gets, there's little charges along the way.
Yeah.
And then we get a selection committee who go through all the films and whittle them down, and then we come down to the last sort of selection, and that forms the bulk of our program. But we also have curators who look at what's going on with African cinema and black cinema across the world, because we're also interested in films of the other diasporas, Afro-Caribbean films. We never get to see that coming into our ecosystems, but they're beautiful films that come from Brazil and that are relevant for us in a really interesting way. And so they keep an eye on what's going on that scene, and then we request those films. So like one of the films that we're really looking forward to in the coming days is a film called My Father's Shadow, which won by a filmmaker from Nigeria called Akinola Davis. And it won the debut prize at Cannes Film Festival. It's the first time that Nigeria won this prize. It's a beautiful film. It's like an African film that we wouldn't normally get to see because it doesn't come through the official distribution, but so worth seeing. So you keep seeing these films making this prominent being prominent on the international scene but not available to us here on the continent. And that's sort of what our festival was trying to shift. Like, can we also be able to consume the best of our own products?
Yes.
I keep talking about agriculture, but it's like, it's very much like how our grade 1 wheat gets exported.
Yeah.
And then the one that's like swept from the floor is like, what? Sorry, cereals board. But it's like that, you know, where you find like we send our finest things away and then we don't make platforms for them to be available to us and our own people. And also building that affinity between the films and the audiences that they were originally intended for.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that is beautiful. Both of you are doing an amazing job in that space. It's absolutely something to be applauded, you know. We should be winding up, but I know we've talked about what is amiss. It's important for us to also talk about what is working as we wind up. What are you loving right now in the space? You know, what is working right now?
Just how Kenyans actually coming out to watch the films. I think compared to last year, I think NBO has had really good numbers this year. I saw that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Shots has also had really good numbers. But even the gigs that are happening every month or every 2 weeks, there's so many film gigs out here that you actually get lost on what you want to go and watch. But I also love the turnout. Like, people are actually coming out to watch our own content, watch our own films and watch films that relate to us. I love the reception that the films are now having.
Yeah. What is good, I mean, the creativity is through the roof at the moment. We can't applaud the Gen Z generation enough for like how much they've like reinvested every sector, I think, in Kenya, with a sense of like the urgency of being mindful and thoughtful and vocal about the way that you want the world to be, and that you see that coming across a lot in the films, and also in their willingness to like consume those films. I think that there's a growing investor interest from the continent widely in financing films and financing the film ecosystem, so the distribution systems. There's just brave steps that just need to be taken to like actually make the investments that make that happen. And I think that the Kenya Film Commission are doing a great job. You know, they've been an organization, a government agency. I know it's so easy to bash the state about what they're not doing, but it's important to say that, you know, the Kenya Film Commission has been really consistent about like getting Kenya's film story out there and making more enabling environments in Kenya for the filmmakers who are here. So I have to, you know, give them a shout out for that too. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us on the show today. For those people who have gotten to interact with you for the first time, for those who've gotten to know about NBO for the first time and Shorts and DocuBox for the first time, maybe if they would want to head over you know, your social media handles just to see what you do, maybe there's someone who would be interested to come on board in one way or the other, how do they get you?
For DocuBox, the pages are My DocuBox on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. That's the pages. And then for Shorts, it's just Shorts, and Shorts.
Okay.
So Shorts, short films, and Shorts is the last one.
Yeah. And for us, it would be NBO Film Fest across all the platforms. So NBO Film Fest, you can come to our website. There's still films to be seen this weekend. So you can see the full selection of films. I can't even rattle them all off, but there's like at least like 4 more days of films. So people should just get out there, come and see the films. Some of them are sold out, but there's like lots still that's there to see.
All right, thank you.
The venues.
Oh yeah, at Prestige Cinema, at the Unseen Nairobi, that's in Kilimani, and at the Kaloleni Social Hall. And the great thing about the Kaloleni Social Hall location is that it's free, and so, you know, anybody can go and watch films there, and it's the same, some of the same films at the other places. And we also have like student discounts, so on our platforms you can reach out to us and access those.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, this is where we end this amazing conversation. I believe that you have gotten to enjoy it that just as much as I have, you know, just being in this conversation. It was a good one, it was a rich one, and it does not end here. We'll be having more conversations coming your way, so do not touch that dial. We'll be back after a bit. Okay, that went well.
meetings. Proverbs 11:13. Gossip hurt neighbors, divide friends, damage reputation and relationship.
Bang bang bang, Oliver Music again now. Another Jesus music. It's music. Mama kinam nam wangi, mama kinam nam wangi. Kile sai baleta ukondis. Nikota kinam nam wangi kanukituma. Mama kinam nam wangi, mama kinam nam wangi. Kile sai baleta ukondis. Nikota kinam nam wangi kanukituma. Elodo elodo. Elodo, karona chungana. Elodo, 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 karona chungana. Elodo, 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 karona chungana. Elodo, 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 elodo.
Let me talk about waka. This is not a delegate, not a solution, not a transition. Abaliani. Let me talk about not to do
Wamesema nimesota, misina do. Mara niko wash na osha do. Wacha kuspread hizo rumors. Ati gari yangu ni alone. Mara nimewekwa na ponyo. Wacha kuspread hizo rumors.
Don't spread. Don't spread. Lagi tu mina pata. Nibidi na jasho imeniweka hapa. Nikufa na nakula bata. Wenye wivu wajinyonge wakitaka.
Wanababaika sana wakiona vile Mungu anafungua njia. Wenzangu we pambana, usiseme Illuminati na nisaidia. Wanahangaika sana wakitafuta vile wataniharibia. Kile nachopata naridhika na najivunia. Wanasema nimesota, misina do. Mara niko wash na osha do. Wacha kuspread hizo rumors. Ati gari yangu ni alone. Mara nimewekwa na ponyo. Wacha kuspread hizo rumors.
Don't spread. Criminal, nanita criminal. Tunaenda kutafuta usiku misio criminal. Criminal, nanita criminal. Na level zangu ziko top, you can feel me low. Hey, doba zangu wanga genje ya nini mbaya. Eti tufe mepote ya niko ulaya. Kwa danso niko diet mini live wire. Manzi yangu ni saize tasiwa muraya.
Wanababaika sana wakiona vile Mungu anafungua njia.
Leo sapa tunakuladi mpishi. Bora tushipe. Mwiko refu tunafungadi mshipi. Bora tupike. Kamba ya kuta unaweza gongewa. Hauna mbota na bado timing unatolewa. Bora mpishi jumpishi bora shaolewa. Easy but niko easy ganji kitolewa.
Baby don't touch me there. Me gonna wake you in the air. I miss it, touch me there. Sugar down low, find me there. Hakuna jari bas, nikishaka magazine. I'm always on time, yeah. Hakuna zimefit kwenye ngenyo ni maprint. Feeling really high, yeah. I'm feeling best, like you feeling nice. I'm really best, like you can only lie. Feeling really high, yeah. High, yeah. And I think umedi bas mi do medicine. Na doba zangu kwa keni therapy. Mzimbiting, na kutibu from within. A win is a win, nikisha kanyaga sin. Mofana nice and lovely, sweet and sexy girl. Won't you catch a wine for me? I take me back to December. Ukipuliza kipenga, imechi wendo referee. Ashifula, bomekuza mulima. Anainama, anainuka. Atoti dedili sudika. Akona jari bas, nikisha kanyaga sin.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selector cheza doba once from the top. Whoa. Dojo mabe, dojo mabe, dojo mabe. Tunisia speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Dojo mabe, dojo mabe, dojo mabe. Tuko tao, CBD kwa penthouse. Wanadhani CBD ni guesswork, lakini jua bidii tunazoza. Na ni magrami tundo tunangoja. Dojo mabe, kwa mdomo ni kube. Na doba Johnny Mwaki ukipenda email. Napendwa na mapen, na wote Johnny 10. Nikikusalimia unanijibu tu mabe. Napenda vile magala wamekuja wamebeba. Napenda vile mamazi wamekuja wameiva. Ikibamba sana basi bulito. Selector cheza doba once from the top. Whoa. Dojo mabe, dojo mabe.
Yes, the music is quite on point. That is courtesy of Unique, the DJ. And he will be having a set, you know, ambayo tu sasa ni kumix tu na kukatika tu. So get your dancing shoes ready. After this conversation that I'm about to have, we are going to be dancing, dancing, dancing. Now, right now, allow me to introduce you to two other lovely ladies. By the way, leo tumekuwa tuna ladies, and I love it. Unique. Pole kidogo. But anyway, let me introduce you to these other ladies that are on set. There we have them. And on my immediate right, we have Mercy Mosetti. Mercy Mosetti is a speech therapist and a clinical child neuropsychologist. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And then right next to her, we have Betty Kilonzo, who is a Kenyan writer. She's an editor and a consulting editor at eKitabu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, and they have this, they're here to talk about something that is very interesting. You know, it's something that maybe we don't really think about much, but it's a conversation that should be had. So you have a manual that you've written. It's called the House Help Manual. You know, the ladies who help us at home with doing house chores and doing this or that and helping with the children. You've written a manual specifically for that. And I want us to just get into understanding why the idea of that. So if we may just begin from there. Betty, why the House Help Manual? What triggered you?
Well, the House Help Manual was inspired by all my own experiences when I was onboarding a new house help. The training process and just the orientation process. Sometimes I'd find myself maybe forgetting to brief them on some things about the house, or even when I'm interacting with the house help, sometimes I might come and then something has not been done in the house, and then when I ask, why did you not do this, they say, oh, I forgot. And I kept being like, well, if only there was a manual, it would be so easy for communication, for how we run the house. When they forget, they can always refer to a manual. And also there's just so much that goes into a house, and I feel it's not easy for one person to just remember all of these things without a very clear guide on how to do these things. You know, there's just so much that goes into a house. Also, I was a former flight attendant, and in my job we had a manual. We had a cabin crew manual that listed out everything that you need to do in the aircraft, and having that manual really helped me a lot in my work and duties as a cabin crew. And I realized my work was simple because I had this manual. If I need to know about first aid, if I need to know about checks of the aircraft, I can always refer to my manual. And even my head of in-flight or even my managers at work, if maybe I've not done my duties, my manual held me accountable, whereby they can always ask me, why did you not do your checks? I cannot go and tell them I forgot, because I have my manual and I have it every day. And I'm supposed to refer to that manual every day, and it clearly states that I need to do my checks. So having that manual is holding you accountable. So even in the house, I felt that we need something to hold us accountable, both the employer and the house help. So that is when I say, I was just thinking if there was a manual, then I remembered I'm a writer, and even though I mostly specialize in fiction, I thought to myself, why can't I be the one to write this book? So I decided, if you want a book and it's not on the shelf, you know, you write the book that you want.
I love that. I love that. Create the solution.
Yes,
for yourself. And you know, this is where now you're coming in, Mercy. Also, you know, still in line with that, because someone may wonder, okay, well, then why we're talking about house helps, then now we have a speech therapist, you know, where do they intertwine? And they actually do correlate, because when you talk about the domestic workers we have in the homes, the ladies who help with one thing or the other, they are also the ones who look after our young ones, you know, that are in that house. So maybe how important, or what is their role when it comes to the child's speech?
Okay, when it comes to their role in speech, for instance, most of the kids now, when they're starting to develop, that's when we are helping them acquire speech. And now the house help now plays a big role, because when you're trying to get a house help, you have to find out which language they speak, so that for us as speech therapists, when you're helping them acquire language, you don't have to mix the languages. So if you get, for instance, a house help that speaks Luya, and your child is not a lawyer. And when it comes to acquiring speech, we usually you decide on one language. So you'll decide, do I want my child to learn Kiswahili? Do I want my child to learn English? But now what helps us is that in future, or in the schools that they'll go to, they'll always learn English. Like English is their basic language. So we have to set like a standard in my house, we are speaking English, so that we don't have to mix the languages Luya, English, and maybe the parents are Kisi. So if you mix the three languages together, it will be so hard for the child to acquire language. So that's where it comes in. And also now with the special kids, you'll find that some of them, we can say in a mere language, they'll refer them to as Kichwangumu, watoto Kichwangumu, putting in mind that it's not Kichwangumu. It's because you don't understand how they are. Maybe they have sensitive issues. So when you have a house help that understands that this is not Kichwangumu, it's because my child is special, it will be even easier for you to help them. Because there's a time that you'll have conflict resolutions. How will you, or how will you punish your child or the house help? Because you'll find that maybe they've had conflict in the house. So if the house help understand that this child is special, maybe there's an approach that will help our approach when we're having conflicts. Yeah, so that's another area we need to focus on.
Yeah. Is this something that maybe you have considered as well, you know, even in your writing?
Well, the speech and yes, relationship. There's a part of the book in the manual. It discusses about relationships between the house help and the children, and even the general everybody that is inside the house. Because if you're going to have a good relationship, communication is key, and speech is part of communication. It's not just about even the language. It's not just about you know, your house help is a different tribe from you. It's also about how they communicate with respect, you know. There have been cases where you find maybe the house help may be rude towards the child. That brings up behavioral issues even with the child, you know, because when you're away at work, you don't know how this house help is talking to the child, you know. So if a child is brought up being constantly criticized or being spoken in a certain way, even by people who are taking care of them, they grow up with low self-esteem issues. They just develop, and kids are very delicate, you know. And so if you're bringing in a house help, you want to be very keen on the communication, you want to be keen on the relationship, you want to be keen forget even about what the house help is saying to the kid, even what the house help is saying to the people maybe she's talking to on the phone. You know, she could be on the phone and somebody is making her mad and she's now using curse words in front of the kids. Or she could start talking about sensitive issues, maybe sex and or you know, a lot of things, sexuality or religion, you know, introducing ideologies to a child, and you're not there to supervise, because this is almost like the primary caregiver when you're at work most of the time. So yes, we have talked about that in the book, about relationships and boundaries. So it's like, if you're a house help, it is good to understand professionalism and to also know that you need to handle kids with kindness, consideration, and you should also learn what your employer allows in their house. You know, if you realize that in this house kids don't get yelled at, please don't go with your anger issues to other people's houses. You know, and the manual reminds you of that. Yes.
All right, we'll get back to that. Let's take a break right now, and then we'll get back to our conversation.
Wewe unaniletea tu vitu ni sign. Ni sign tu. Bila kama sijaona vitu zangu.
Nyamaza. Unajisikiza wewe?
Kabisa.
You care too much here. And besides, si anajua nafai kumeza dawa. I regret everything.
Kama si hivyo, wachana na mimi. Joel has already approved.
Ama unashuku amepanga njama nao wewe. What? No.
Yaani wewe ulikuwa unataka kunifukuza kwangu?
Hivi wewe usomi magazeti?
Wewe ukaniletea mtoto wa kiume, yatawezekana wapi chumba hiki na chumba hiki?
Kuna ubaya gani?
Wewe, tengeneza chai ya watu wawili. Fanya faster. Wewe ametoka, anasikia njaa, hana bwana, hana mume. Na huyu umesikia mwenyewe amesema hana nini jamaa.
Sasa wewe kuja hapa. Huu mzigo wangu anaachia nani? Nisaidie kwa muda tu. Unaachia nani mzigo? Lazima atatoka ndani ya nyumba. Aende akafe mbele.
Ni wajibu wako wewe Mkenya kila kukicha kuomba Mungu Kenya wewe vile ilivyo.
Na mimi naomba sana.
And we are back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's go back to our conversation. You know, you were just talking about the fact that, you know, like even when it comes to communication around the house with the helps in the home and the children and all of that, that is also something that should be key and should be looked into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can just maybe finalize on that.
Yeah, well, like we're saying, it's really delicate, the issue about house helps, and I feel like sometimes as families, we take it as a casual thing, you know. When you're hiring a house help, you don't do a good background check on them.
Yeah.
You know, we just, unlike other companies, you know, where they do good interviews from different people who are aspiring for the position. House helps, sometimes somebody just goes down to Shago, grabs the first girl that they see, brings them to Nairobi, and then you start wondering why your child needs therapy, you know. But you need to have somebody that understands development, the development of a child and what a child needs and all of this. So that's why the manual is very, you know, talks about that, because, and also it's good because this manual was designed as a booklet. It's actually not big and too big, and it's written in very simple English, nothing jargons, no jargons, no. Because we wanted it to be not just for the employer but also for the house help, something that you can place on the TV stand or on the table where it's very within reach for them to go through it, so that when you come home and you find somebody was yelling at the kid, or maybe the kid starts developing some weird vocabulary, they suddenly, it's not even just about curse words, it's also about even, let's say, ghetto talk, right? Maybe you come home and your kid is saying, yule dem, ama anaita watu morio. You see, and maybe in your household, that's not how you want to bring up your child, you know? Yeah, like there was a time, I have a son, he's 6 years old, and there was a time my son, he was hanging out with some kids and then comes back home and then he tells me, Mom, you know, kuna huyu dem. And I was like, you're 6 years. They're called girls. Don't call them them. You know, by the time maybe you grow up, you start calling me mom, those words. What is the word? You know, those words that they call mothers. They call mokoro. Yeah. I was like, you start calling me mokoro or something. No, I don't want that language in my house. No, I want you to grow up as proper gentlemen. So I had to trim that. So communication is broad. It's broad and it's something that's developing, you know, so you teach these people, because these people are coming in, you know, you as a parent, you already know how you want to raise your child. But when you bring in someone in, now you have to teach them and tell them, this is how I want my child to be brought up.
Okay, all right. Maybe you can also weigh in on that, on just the importance, you know, of looking at who is around your home, who is raising your child, because most times the parent or the actual caregiver or guardian that is not at home. So the caregiver is the person you've left at home to watch over your child.
Yeah, just to add on that, and actually I loved her point, just picking somebody from the village, basing it on now the special kids. With our kids, let's say the autistic kids, you'll find that they'll imitate anything, any slight. If it's your tone, they'll imitate, they'll copy your tone. At a point, if you're using a high tone, they'll do that. Even the cartoon tone, even your walking style. So if you bring a house help from now the village, whatever language she'll use, they'll imitate that. Whatever word they'll use, it will stick in their mind. And then now for them, because you're conditioning the brain to this. So if the child hears this and this lots of the time, we are conditioning the brain to, this is the word that I'm used to, and it's not a bad word, so I'll be saying it. So also, we need to focus on, if you're bringing somebody, it's somebody that actually is intellectually, it's a bit, she's a bit high or a bit high, so that even when you're conversing with them, you'll be like, don't use these words, because if you're not intellect, even when you're telling them this word you're not supposed to be using, they'll be like, kwa nini nistumie hii jina, and maybe at the village I'm using it. So we should be very keen, because our special kids, they copy anything, any slight change. And for us, when you're conditioning the brain, now again reversing the changes that have taken in the brain will be so hard.
Yeah. So that's why it's very crucial for you to ensure that the person you're leaving at home, you know, to look after your kids when you're not there, is someone you've really also just taken your time to look into who they are and all of that. Yeah. All right. As we almost come to a conclusion of the conversation, I would love for you to talk a bit about, you know, maybe a bit of the legal side of it when it comes to the story of the wage, minimum wage of these wonderful people that we have in our homes, and also the treatment, you know, how you get to treat these people in your house. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Now, okay, so this is what I say. Whether you want it or not, your house is a small company. You know, the same way here you've got contracts, you've got agreements, you've got all of this. Any place where money is being exchanged, that's a business, and it is subject to the laws, the labor laws, and you know, as much as we Kenyans sometimes we want to pretend, you know, it's learned helplessness, you know, we want to feign ignorance so that we don't have to take responsibility. We do know that there is a wage, there is a stipulated minimum wage for domestic workers, and we know that when you're paying them below that minimum wage, we know that we're breaking the law, and we also know that we're exploiting these people just because of their conditions or whatnot and all of that. And that is why people don't want to go to, let's say, bureaus where the house helps have been trained and they know their rights and they know what they're worth. They prefer to go down to the village and get a girl who maybe is a not even Form 4, because a Form 4 dropout, that is somebody who knows exactly what they're worth. They want to go get maybe like a Class 7 dropout, somebody who's very naive, bring them to this town, and then when you come home and find this person blew up your entire house because they cannot you know, operate a washing machine or a microwave, they microwaved the egg, now you want to shout everywhere, you know. And when they're stressing you out because maybe they beat up your kid or they did something uncouth, I'm going to use that word uncouth, you know. Now you want to play the victim and you want to say, oh, houses are so crazy, they're so difficult to manage, but you're the one who is going for the difficult people. Why don't you do this? Why don't you go for trained people? Why don't you go for people that you actually sit down, draft a contract and have an agreement, you know? Why don't you pay people what they're worth? Because honestly, let's say for example, let's give a very illegal you know, wage, like 6,000, right? If you're paying your house up 6,000 a month, how much is that per day? You know, and you expect this person to be awake, to do the dishes, the laundry, everything. It's a lot of work inside the house, you know. You're demanding a lot from this person and you want to pay them 2,200 shillings per day, sorry. And then when this person is frustrated and starts spitting in your coffee, now you want to say, oh, she's so crazy. No, she's not crazy. She's a frustrated person. You see, when workers are they're oppressed, they act out, okay? They act out, they strike. Even you've seen even nurses and doctors. How many doctor strikes have we had? And just the other day, I saw this news in, I think it's the Daily Nation, where a house help went and sued their employer, former employer, because they just fired them over a text, you know, as if somebody's breaking up with you. Actually, I think when somebody breaks up with you, you should sue them. No, but that was very unprofessional. That's very unprofessional. And she sued. And this lady was given, I think, like 140,000 plus. So now imagine this. If you had just offered them a very wonderful, like 1 month, the notice period, you just offer them the notice period like you're supposed to, and given them their wages like you're supposed to, trust me, you wouldn't have had to lose 140,000 in a court case, you know. So here you are paying below minimum. If this lady at some point gains awareness, of which they do, you know, you're going to be spending even more than you thought you were saving by paying them below minimum. Or if this lady does something to the house to endanger your child or your property or just the well-being of the house, and even the emotional stress. You know, when you are stressed in the house because the house help cannot do their duties the way they're supposed to, you also cannot work properly like you're supposed to. You don't have the freedom to explore your other things. You'll be rushing from home to work, all the time you're on the phone. Did the baby do their homework? Did the baby do this? You're stressed out because your house help is incompetent because you took a house help that is not professional. So you end up paying in other ways which are very expensive. So I usually recommend, and I know economy is tough, but then again, economy is not tough to just you, Vivian. Economy is tough to me and to the house help as well. So imagine this house help that we're paying 6,000. Maybe you earn in, let's say, 50,000, right? With your 50,000, you already feel the economy is tough. Now imagine her with the 6,000, how she's feeling. It's worse. And you need to also look at the emotional and psychological, you know, needs of people. These house helps, they're not machines. They are human beings. And you bringing her into your home to work for you, it's not a favor. Some people think it's a favor. You think, oh, I saved you from poverty. No, 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 you didn't. She was looking for a job and you happen to be an employer. Treat her with professionalism, offer her a contract and give her a good wage.
I love that. I love the fact that you've put it out. That, you know, this is a profession like any other.
It is.
That is their job.
Very respectable,
you know?
actually.
Yes, so it should be dignified.
It should be.
For sure.
You're leaving this person in the house with your child all day long. You know, they're taking care. Actually, it's the most intimate of jobs. In fact, I always feel like if there's an employer who should be very careful how they treat the employees, it is the person who is employing a house help. Because this person sees you in your towel, this person sees you when you're sick, this person knows all your mood swings. You know, here we see this poised lady, but your house help saw you today with no makeup. You know, she sees you in your most vulnerable state. She's your family. She's almost like family.
She is family.
Yes, and then now you want to treat her badly and then leave her there with all of your valuables and go to work, and you come back and your valuables are still intact. What if one day she gets mad from all of this and decides to run away with all your TV?
Stop giving ideas. But anyway,
just think about it.
I get your point. I get your point completely.
You know, like you see the videos doing rounds sometimes where you see like a house help went and was beating up the kiddo. They do horrible things to the children. And then you wonder, what could have pushed a person to do those things? I'm not saying that the employers...
You can't justify that.
Yes,
though.
I'm not saying that the employers did anything, but I'm saying some of these things can be saved when we try to create a conducive environment in the home. And also, you can even see the signs of frustration. You know, like let's say maybe you are in the house, you try to correct her, and then you see she's behaving in a certain way. You can always see those signs. And for those, I always say, you know, when you have like the house help manual and you have that professional setting, you can always feel when signs of aggressions start to come up, right? You can see the way she's talking to the child, the way she's serving you breakfast in the morning, and then you can see, okay, she's getting into a very dangerous point here, and you can sit down and talk about it. And if it's a thing you cannot solve, I always say hire and rehire. That is all I always say. Hire. You know, a lot of employers also, they feel guilty. They feel guilty because they don't want to be bad bosses. They don't want to be bad bosses. You don't want to be the person who is mistreating your house help, right? But sometimes I can tell you people have problems, their own personal problems. Maybe this person came there, they have gone through a lot of things and it's irredeemable. And to that I always say, understand this is a job, just the same. If you came here and you are not competent for your job, you would be let go, right? Same way, if she's not competent and you've seen for real, she's not competent, instead of frustrating each other and all of this, feel free to hire and rehire as much as you can until you get somebody that is compatible with what you want in your house.
All right, well spoken right there. I'll allow you now, Mercy, to give us your final remarks.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to add about the mental health bit. Yeah, because I understand if the house help is not we can say at the same mental health, she won't be able to deliver. Basing it now on the special kids part, because and for instance, we have a kid that has to feed at this time. There's some drugs that she has to feed. I'll put an example of now a cerebral palsy kid, whereby we have to know the positioning of the kid when you're feeding. And when you're hiring this house help, you'll have initially told her, this is how you're supposed to feed my child. At this position, you're supposed to mash the food of the child. But now if you work, the environment where she lives is not that convenient, you know, neglecting her doing this, maybe even eating this, usikule fruits za mtoto. So at what point will she even give these fruits to the mtoto kama yeye akuli? Ataionja aje ajue hata kama, is it okay for the baby to eat this? Mashing the food, does it have the crumbs ama iko smooth so that I can feed it to the kid? So at the point whereby your house help is at a mental state whereby she's okay, she can tell you anything, I feel she'll be able to even deliver her best. So there's no point yenye atakuwa amechanganikiwa, amesahau kumash food, amepea tu mtoto any food. Yeah. So ensuring the mental state of your house help is okay, that will also help in terms of the welfare of the kid. And also now in speech part, because we don't say now that the child is not talking, you won't talk to them. So if your house help is at the right mental state, you'll find her just conversing, even singing for the child. That's how now speech will come in. Yeah.
All right, thank you so very much. Betty, for someone who maybe would love to get to know what's in that copy, would love to get the copy, where do they get to find you so that they can get it, maybe?
So on my social media, I go by Black Star Tales, Betty Kilonzo. You search Betty Kilonzo, I use my official name, and all of my pages will just come up, and yeah, from there. But the book is available at eKitabu, eKitabu books, and it will also be very soon. It's going to be available in all leading bookshops in Kenya, and yeah, we can ship wherever you are. Just go on social media, search for the House Help Manual. It's going to come. You get all the links from where you can purchase the book. Yeah, and it's going to be available there.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. So here is the manual. It's called the House Help Manual for the Kenyan Middle Class by Betty Kilonzo. So if you would love to maybe get a copy of this, you can just get to find Betty. She's mentioned where to find her on social media. Go search for her and where to get the book as well. This is where we end this conversation, and right now we officially get into that sherehe mood, so you can bet that we are about to get down. So those dancing shoes that I had mentioned about, saizi ndo masaa ya kuivaa. Catch you in a few.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selector cheza doba once from the top. Dojo mabe, dojo mabe. Tunisha speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Dojo mabe. Tuko tao, CBD kwa penthouse. Wanadhani CBD ni guesswork, lakini jua bidii tunazoza. Nani magrami tundo tunangoja. Dojo maber, kwa mdomo ni kuber. Na doba Johnny Mwaki ukipenda email. Napendwa na mapeng, na wote Johnny 10. Nikikusalimia unanijibu tu maber. Napenda vile magala wamekuja wamebeba. Napenda vile mamazi wamekuja wameiva. Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selector cheza doba once from the top. Dojo maber, dojo maber. Tunisha speaker, we mash it
Buddha, but originally the flow and Kali. In a Sumbuga town, back a machinani. Olabona iani, and the Mundalani. But you laser one bit to go see bidinani. Napenda vile madem wamekuja wamebeba. Napenda vile makwela wamekuja wameiva.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Select cheza doba once from the top. Dojo mabe, dojo mabe, dojo mabe.
Niache nyashi pite boss kwani mini nugu. Sikosi nguvu baby girl mi ukula njugu. Bad to the bone lazima nikunywe supu. Shake that thing hadi upigwe marufuku. Kaende kifo cha mele. Unaninyonya kama maembe na tembe. Gembubu vitu zetu usiseme. Wacha wabaki wakidhani kuna venye. Peleka juu, peleka chini. Usiogope kuu, rarua mini. Ikishika sana, toa ulimi. Zako zikipana, cheza na nani tuko area.
Kweni tatu digidha gidhinya siaga gwadu una bend pose alafu na raru piga statue inua mkono alafu cheza na mguu piga statue na kulike mekuma kama tatu simama kete piga one leg tingiza kichwa ni kazi meshika bweze kispaki anguka nayo twende hapa ni kudance kubanju kama daily sipige makofi utachoka mikono itoma na utamiss nyingi utachoka mikono itoma na utamiss nyingi uno bailando umlando uno bailando umlando piga statue inua mkono alafu cheza na mguu piga statue na kulike na kumakama tano nikali unafanya nini kika
Chipoka kikubali kuweka tama tapune toli kubali tira kama timina kubali mtina kubwa walisa kubali tunakubali
song. That was a ringtone. Now me sit again in the church. Before the talk, just give me a reason. Yeah. So tell me what a man got to do to be next to you. Yeah. So tell me what a man got to do to hold on to you. Yeah. Stack you in there. Watch how I say me. Nakufana wewe. And the way that you fly, I cannot deny. Nitali pandeke. Stack you in there. Wase me nakufana wewe. And I cannot deny. Way that you fly, nitali pandeke. I got to tongue in time. 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 Your body shaped like an hourglass. Mtwato tam like a bananas. Making night boy want to bad bananas. But I is on and girl. So tell me what a man got to do to be next to you. Yeah. Oh, tell me what a man got to do to hold on to you. Stack you in there. Watch how I say me. Nakufana wewe. And the way that you fly, I cannot deny. Nitali pandeke. Stack you in there. Wase me nakufana wewe. And I cannot deny. Way that you fly, nitali pandeke. I got to tongue in time. 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 I got to tongue in time.
Country High.
Boy, your love give me overdose all over. Body good straight like commando, masuka. Motifuva cho pillow, me love your love, kilo. Manabala la zero, bali, pillow, casa, zero. So many will come and go. Nayamu kono mana guambalo. Uli wetula gendo tu paso. Come see your baby mama eat a triangle. I am in the mood. Can I see you tonight?
Umepandwa na wazim Kwanuna wazim Kwanume unalio unanitaka Kwanuna wazim Kwanu umepandwa na wazim Awe kwanuna wazim Unawatika pilika za kupita Nilikuta sisterita nikabita Zile za kicks niaje sita kaza kuni size nikameona Batista 2 months down sana shinda kini texta na deni mimi tu she can't fuck with the rest anasema kakoridi hata kukua mistress super pasi kanisa mbono na confess kwanza unanibo spendi vile unanifuatilia unanibo na nikatsi unanibo unanibo hatunalio unanitaka awe kwanuna wazim kwanu umepandwa na wazim kwanuna wazim kwanu unalio unanitaka kwanuna wazim kwanu umepandwa na wazim awe kwanuna wazim
Walaitajua, mia pantambua. Walaitajua, mia pantambua. Walaitajua, mia pantambua. Kile Mungu amepanga, huwezi pangua. Walaitajua, mia pantambua. Walaitajua, mia pantambua. Walaitajua, mia pantambua. Kile Mungu amepanga, huwezi pangua. Ni vipi washikaji zangu vipi? Kutoka Mombasani mpaka Nai mambo vipi? Sisi tumerudi na muziki.
producer sikateki nafunika maidia Mungu amekubalia kila kitu 100 wempizani pisha njia kiti nishakalia unanijua unanisikia vitu mimi naachia kakakakaria kwa situation lazima watatii namshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kuniweka namna hii wallahi utajua mambo ni easy nazidi sistiza hapa mambo ni easy wallahi utajua mimi hapa nitambua wallahi utajua mimi hapa nitambua wallahi utajua mimi hapa nitambua ile Mungu amepanga uwezi pangua wallahi utajua mimi hapa nitambua wallahi utajua mimi hapa nitambua wallahi utajua mimi hapa nitambua kile Mungu amepanga uwezi pangua
ni kweli kwako mimi nimedata mwingine misioni wala stamani yeah mimi napenda unaposogea karibu yangu mami na kunipa busu yeah ndio maana nakufuata kila unapokwenda kama kivuli yeah ndio maana nakufuata kila unapokwenda kama nyota wewe wanga ni kwangu we malaika namba moja yeah baby usiwe na hofu wala usiogope usione haya we kama nyota wewe wanga ni kwangu we malaika namba moja yeah baby usiwe na hofu baby wako nimedata baby wako nimedata baby wako nimedata wako nimedata baby wako nimedata yeah checking niko bash na magoons majina mashash wako juu ati busy to dance to the tunes busy to dance to the tunes juu pesa inakam ikitoka klabu ninakam nikitoka pesa inakam You do what you do on the floor, ukoka. Yeah, Jeno. Yeah. Yeah, checking niko bash. Na magoons, majina mashash. Wako juu ati busy to dance to the tunes, busy to dance to the tunes. Juu pesa inakam, ikitoka klabu ninakam, nikitoka 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 yeah fika on the floor, shake, balance. I know you a body, let me see your true colors get nasty. You do what you do on the floor, ukokazi. I wanna see you move, baby. You know how to party and dance. You know make her drop that. She play with the balls like her first name Drogba, and she call me daddy, so I guess I'm the first guy. I see on my neck, on my chest, it be cost. Yeah, checking niko bash, na magoons, majina mashash. Wako juu ati busy to dance.
I love that song, Gino. Pesa zinakam zikitoka. The actual, yani
unasema ni kitu unakuapenia sana.
Inanifanyikianga mara mingi hata saizi niko na hiyo tabu. Sijui kwenye wewe inaenda. Imeingia kidogo haiko. Paka unajamani kusema attention, we are looking for my money because I don't know where it has gone to. Kumbe uniwe tu umetumia.
Yeah, unajua squeeze hata pesa bififike maybe kwa bank ama kwa M-Pesa inakuwa imeshaisha already.
Imeshaisha jamani.
Imeisha hakuna. Lakini it is what it is.
We soldier on. Solidarity forever. Anyway, I believe that you guys have had an amazing time on the show. This is Entertainment Thursday. We happen to have this show each and every Thursday morning. So this is where we do it. We get to have some fun. We get to have some beautiful conversations around the entertainment scene. DJ wetu wanakuanga always ready kutubeba literally pale hivyo kwenye mixes and ensure that we get to dance and tusahau hizo stress the fact that pesa inakam tu ikitoka, you know. We forget about that for a moment. We have a good time right here on the show. My name is Vivian Degwa. I have been here alongside Unique the DJ and we will be winding the show right now, lakini tutaacha kama tumecheza kidogo. DJ utabaki kucheza kidogo tu.
Mdogo tu.
Is there anywhere that you're playing this weekend?
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be at Jabu bar and launch iko pale Kilimani. So actually last time there's two guys who came wakauliza mbona hujakuja na Vivian?
Sasa kesho
lazima ukuje.
Unanibeba lakini nishasema sina pesa.
Zimeisha.
Sasa utanibeba tu.
Usijali. Tutasort kifika kwa tutasort.
All right, there we have it. If you're looking for somewhere where you want to go have some fun, my DJ will be playing over there. Unezaenda ujibambe uko. This is where we say goodbye as the entertainment team.
Before Malize, I was at a certain restaurant on Sunday.
Yeah.
Ile day tulikuwa tunazika baba. So there's a guy alikuwa amekuja amekam ku propose to a lady.
Yeah.
Then this lady turn down your proposal.
Hey, Jamini.
So the reason is this guy akipropose akuenda down on the knees.
Oh, hata mbona akuenda down on the
But is it lazima?
Hey.
It's not a must, surely.
It is the tradition. While you're proposing to
Which
your
tradition?
lady, just go down on one knee. What will it cost you?
No, imagine umepewa ring. Sasa kneel down na kuchukua tu ring. Ana.
Hapana. Follow the right procedure. Just go down on one knee. Let your lady see you down there asking, will you be my wife? Sasa ukinipatia tu ati, will you be my wife?
Like ring ndo kitu ya maana, si kneel down. Ladies, surely.
Ni nini ladies?
Ni nini?
Anyway, we can continue with this conversation on our social media handles. You can find me across all handles at Vivian Ndegwa, and you can find Unique as well as Unique the DJ. Situpatane next week on Thursday, same time and place. Do have yourselves a lovely, lovely day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, checking niko bash na magoon, matching na masash. Wako juu ati busy tuki dance to the tunes, busy tuki dance to the tunes. Juu pesa inakam, ikitoka klabu ninakam, ikitoka pesa inakam, ikitoka klabu ninakam, ikitoka pesa inakam, ikitoka klabu ninakam.
One of the things we know is that two things fade in life, and that is energy, and the second one is time.
So I think what we should be looking at beyond time management is asking ourselves, are we clear and managing the focus?
The fact that it is your free time, still you don't waste it.
Yes. Don't prioritize your schedule. Yeah? Schedule your priorities.
Chapa unakuwa humiliated mbele ya watu, lakini unapata uwezi shtaki, sababu ukishtaki utafungiwa barabara ya kwenda bunge.
Kondo ya mwisho na nini? Na kufi. Na katika ulimwengu ya kiroho, unajua litwangwa hiyo kofi ni Mikaeli. Sasa mimi nauliza wewe. Bila nabii ungekuwa wapi?
Mimi angekuwa Bachola.
Unajua utapata shida.
Wewe ndio malaika ama sijakuelewa bado?
No. I'm his prophet.
Huyu yeye ni nani anawababaisha hivyo?
Nabii na anakusomeanga maisha yako vile iko.
Na wewe unaamini?
Makwa. Ni kweli sasa. Ulikuwa umejua list ya millionaires ulikuwa umeingia?
Lehamba ya papa.
One of the millionaires.
Billionaire?
Si ndio?
Akinirutisha tu kwa hiyo namba. Tafadhali nirutishe.
A current youth craze in Japan, nuikatsu, involves carrying around plush dolls known as nuigurumi and photographing them in various situations. These photos are then posted on social media. Fans are very creative, outfitting their plushes with handmade clothing and accessories. It's such fun recording adventures with my plushie. It's more than fun, it's so soothing to look after them and carry them around. They feel like family to me. With the growing popularity of nuikatsu, many shops have started selling accessories. In this arts and crafts store, for example, you can buy a plain plush body. Then, choose from a range of parts, such as eyes and brows, to create your own unique doll. Now there are even stores completely dedicated to the nuikatsu lifestyle. Along one wall are miniature plushie-sized photo booths. All these different backgrounds make it easy to create the story you want to tell. A big part of nuikatsu is dressing and accessorizing your doll each time, so you can take fresh, cute photos to capture your story wandering around together. There are now so many fans of nuikatsu that events like this are always packed. Booths sell unique handmade designs of plush dolls and all the clothing needed to dress them up. These miniature items are crafted as carefully as the real thing. Finding the outfit that gives your plush doll a unique personality is much of the fun. Does this hat suit her better or this one? Choosing the exact outfit that will bring your plushie to life, I think that's a big part of the attraction. So cute. But I think this one fits better. Gatherings like this are a great place to make new friends who share your passion for nuikatsu. That's how these two first met. Nuikatsu brought Satoruru and Merutea together. I came to events by myself until one time she started chatting to me. Actually, today's special. It's the first time they've met outside an event. Carrying their plush dolls, they set out to have some fun. They've spotted a favorite anime character. Time for the first photo. Perfect. Thank you. Their main plan was to visit this cafe. It's my first time here. Really? I've been to all the latte places. This cafe is quite famous for its latte art. Here you are. Wow, so cute. The barista has decorated the latte foam just for them. First, the photos. Sweet. Now let's take them both together. They're now firm friends. My plushie brought us together. She first talked to me after seeing it. Nuikatsu, a sweet hobby that's also a way of life, creating new friendships and interests. Tottori in western Japan. About 16 kilometers long and 2 kilometers wide, these sand dunes are a famous Tottori landmark. The dunes are thought to have been formed from sand carried by the constant strong winds blowing in off the Sea of Japan. Wind-blown sand, dry and fine-grained, produces this rippling effect on the dune surface. It's especially beautiful in winter, covered in a layer of snow. The sand dunes are a major attraction for visitors to Tottori. You can tour them the easy way, on a camel. If you're young and energetic, you might choose to sandboard. Or fly a paraglider for some great views over the Sea of Japan. Rakkyo, a kind of scallion, is a familiar sight on Japanese dining tables. Rakkyo will grow in this sandy ground. It doesn't need much water, but to get moisture from below the sand, it's still planted by hand. Rakkyo, grown in the fine-grained sand of these dunes, has a unique, crunchy texture. Growing exposed to the strong winds off the Sea of Japan produces firm, dense rakkyo. Rakkyo flowers blooming in autumn provide a magnificent sight for visitors to enjoy. Tottori keeps coming up with fresh ideas to utilize these dunes. A few years back, people noticed that Tottori sand was very similar to the sand that covers much of the moon. The area has become a proving ground for equipment designed to traverse the lunar surface.